Well, welcome to Maple Mountain High School tonight. High school football here on Spanish Fork 17. Tonight, it's the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles at home for the visiting Wasatch Wasps as we get set and ready to go for what should be a very fun and entertaining couple next 2 to 3 hours here on Spanish Fork 17. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst as we get set and ready to go. Coin toss going on the field right now as they make the opportunity. Maple Mountain has won the toss, and it looks like they will defer. So Wasatch, it looks like we'll get the football first. We welcome in Chris Hurst. And Chris, we haven't seen Maple Mountain for close to a month or so. The Golden Eagles, though, coming off of a nice win last week over Provo by a score of 10-7. But tonight, a totally different task in Wasatch.
Yeah, and Wasatch is going to have a lot more offensive prowess tonight. So Maple Mountain's defense, and especially their secondary, is going to have to step up tonight, as it's a huge opportunity for Maple Mountain. They're 1-1 in region. With a win tonight, that puts them at 2-1 in a great spot to make a playoff run. Wasatch is in the same boat. They're 1-1 in region. They're 5-2 overall, though. They're having themselves a great season, including Brock Cloward, who comes into this game with over 1,700 yards passing.
Their only losses this year for Wasatch come a 36-35 loss to Castleview, Colorado, and then a loss last week to Springville. Let's go ahead here right now and join the national anthem here on Spanish 417. Well, the national anthem concluding here at Maple Mountain High School as we get ready to go right here at Maple Mountain High School. Should be a fun night. Lots of American flags in the student section. You see them being waved out here in front of us tonight. We got first responders here, and that's been, as you can see, the fire truck there coming from the Spanish Fork Fire Department right there, Chris. And this has kind of been our theme with the unfortunate events that we've had so far in the late summer to the early fall with the fires. These first responders have done a great job keeping everyone safe.
Yeah, they have. And last night I saw actually a fire up on Lehigh a little bit where it looked like some lightning struck. I'm assuming that the rain and the moisture put that one out in a hurry. But, yeah, thank goodness we've had this rainstorm the last couple of weeks to get rid of that stuff.
And it should be definitely an exciting and interesting night here. We talk about the rains have gone away. We got blue sky. It's going to get cold for the first game of the fall season here. Maple Mountain's going to kick. Wasatch will receive. And we're just about set and ready to go. Let's take a look at our Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing keys to the game.
Yeah, tonight we got 3 keys to the game. Maple Mountain has really struggled to get points on the board this season. They've got to find some ways to do that, and I think they can do that through the air tonight. Also, they've got to stop the Wasatch passing attack. We talked a little bit earlier about Cloward and his 1,710 yards passing. He also has 25 touchdowns to go with 2 interceptions. And then I think also Maple Mountain needs to keep Cloward off the field and win the time of possession. If he can't throw touchdown passes if he's not on the field, so I think Maple Mountain has to have long, sustained drives and end those with touchdowns.
It'll be a tough task tonight for Maple Mountain. There's no doubt about this. This kind of has a playoff game type atmosphere to it. The winner's in a great position for the number 3 spot in Region 8 and has an opportunity to try to see if they can stay out of that 4 spot. You really don't want to be in that 4 spot, Chris. Go on the road and play region champion.
Right, but, I think Maple Mountain just has to, the old cliche, take it one game at a time and worry about tonight.
Logan Park and Caden Smith back deep to receive for Wasatch, and we are underway here from Maple Mountain with a low line drive kick that Caden Smith will take from across the 3. He's out across the 15 to the 20, and he's brought down at around the 26-yard line or so, and that's where Wasatch will start. And Chris mentioned it. They bring back a 3-year starter in Brock Cloward. He's first in touchdowns responsible for with the 25 through the air and then 2 on the ground. And boy, I tell you, he's going to be a tough task. Whenever you have a 3-year starter at the high school level, Chris, it's a great sign for success.
Yeah, and he's definitely capitalized on that experience. His touchdown interception ratio is 12.5. That is top notch.
So it'll be 1st and 10 here for Wasatch right here they'll go spread the field here on first down. In the backfield, number 44, Zach Thacker, and back to throw with some time, and that's going to be completed out to Bridger Purdy, and Purdy there is going to fight his way to about the 36-yard line, and that's just an easy pitch and catch there on the slant route to get us started tonight.
Yeah, Maple Mountain's given a lot of respect to the Wasatch passing game as they were playing well off, so they're trying not to give the big play, and Cloward takes advantage of the soft coverage.
It's going to be close to a gain of 9 on first down for the Wasps as we get set and ready to go right here. Cloward in kind of the pistol hybrid formation that we'll see. And here's the give straight up the middle. That's going to be good enough for a first down across the 40-yard line. I believe that was Thacker on the carry again. And a nice job there for Wasatch. They'll move the sticks for the first time tonight, and it'll bring up a 1st and 10.
Yeah, and that's exactly how you want to start this game if you're Wasatch. Sustaining a long drive, it looks like, potentially here.
Wasatch in the all-white uniforms, black helmets with the numbers on the side of the helmet. And here is the give straight up the middle with Thacker again. This time only a half a yard on first down there. And that's kind of been the thing with Maple Mountain this year, Chris. We haven't seen the defense struggle a ton. It's just been the offense hasn't been able to score points. Defense is going to be relied heavily upon tonight.
Right, and the problem with Maple Mountain is they really don't possess the ball on at times, and their defense seems to get tired, especially in the second half.
Ready to go here with a 2nd down and 10. No gain on first down. And Cloward will go to the air. Steps up now, rolls away, looks downfield, and tries to get out towards the sideline. He'll have enough for a first down as he'll dive out of bounds around the 45, but a late penalty flag coming in from the secondary. And we'll take a look here and see what the call is going to end up being. It might be, we'll see if the penalty came in from the backfield from the secondary.
And this better not be a late hit because it looked like Cloward just dived out of bounds on that, potentially trying to pick up one of those late hits.
And we'll see here as there's a long discussion. I believe it was the back judge there that made that threw the penalty flag late. And we'll see what it is. It's going to be a dead ball, personal foul against Maple Mountain. And so my guess is it's going to be that late hit there on Caden Crowther.
He barely touched him. It looked probably bad from the official's vantage point, but it looked like Cloward just jumped out of bounds on that play. That's a horrible call.
And that will end up being a first down. That will add 15 to the end of the play, and Wasatch is going to be at the 30-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and 10 here for Wasatch. And we'll take a look here and see what's going on. We'll see here what Maple Mountain can do here on this drive to try to see if they can maybe at least hold Wasatch to 3 here on the opening possession. Thacker once again, the backfield. Penalty flags flying. I think by the couple of the claps from Brock Cloward, this might be against Maple Mountain as well.
Yeah, and if it is, that's 20 yards free due to penalties by Maple Mountain's defense, and they can ill afford to do that tonight.
So right here, a discussion coming right here, and they'll end this discussion here. We'll get our official, and let's see what he's going to call here. And we'll see here. We're still waiting. There looks like
Wasatch.
It's going to be a procedure penalty here against Wasatch, which I don't think was what Wasatch was expecting there. And instead, now you'll move it back to a 1st down and 15 from the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting either. I'm not sure exactly what the officials saw there.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 35-yard line. 2 wide receivers on the play. They add those dual tight end sets. Here's Cloward rolling out, takes a shot, looks over the middle, has a man out there, and it's going to be, it looks like caught, touchdown Wasatch, and that was out there to number 6, Bridger Purdy, who finds the end zone. Touchdown pass number 26 of the year for Cloward. It's 6-0 Wasatch.
Yeah, and that was Athena Beauty They got Maple Mountain in the coverage they want. Great job by Purdy running that route and just beating number 36 that time, the linebacker Schellenberg, or the defensive back.
So it ends up in 6. Coming on for the extra point will be number 8, Matthias Dunn, who will kick it. Brock Cloward, the quarterback, will hold. And here's the kick on its way. It's a line drive kick, but it's through. And Wasatch is on the board here quickly. It's 7-0 Wasps here on Spanish Fork 17. 10-12 to go in the first. And I'm going to actually back this one up here because there's a penalty flag that looks like was thrown. But the penalty flag that's down right around the 4-yard line. And we'll see here what the call's going to end up being. It looks like it's going to be against Maple Mountain, though, as they will talk to head coach Steve Coburn on the Wasatch sideline. So 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. The try will be good. After the play, it looks like a personal foul coming against Maple Mountain. I didn't see exactly what the infraction was for. Nonetheless, though, Chris, that's going to tack on 15 on the kickoff here in Maple Mountain as probably start deep in their own territory.
Yeah, and this might be an opportunity for Wasatch, if it is a 15-yard penalty, to go onside kick here on this kickoff. We'll have to see what they elect to do.
For Maple Mountain, not the start you wanted to see here as Wasatch gets a big play strike from Cloward to Purdy, but it ends in a touchdown. And now we'll get ready to go here to see Maple Mountain for the first time tonight. And we'll see the kickoff will come here from the 45-yard line of Maple Mountain. Matthias Dunn will get ready to kick it away. Back deep, standing at their own 2-yard line is Kyson Hall, number 2. And number 32, it's going to be Javen Lewis to the top of your screen. And we'll see here what the call is, Chris. Like you talked about, not a bad spot to maybe try for an onside kick. And they'll kick it deep, and this one will go through the end zone.
Hits the upright.
And it will come out to the 20-yard line here as that one went off that left upright. And now that comes out to the 20, Chris, where we'll take a look for the first time tonight of Cam Dorney. The last time we saw Cam Dorney, he wasn't aided very well, Chris, by dropped passes. And so that's definitely something you want to see tonight changed.
Yeah, absolutely. Ball security and those receivers have to help their quarterback out. The only way Dorney can play well is if he has his confidence that his receivers are going to catch the ball.
Maple Mountain has only scored 24 points in Region 8 play this season. And it will be Cam Dorney on first down. He's got 2 backs in the backfield right here ready to go. We'll see what Dorney and the Golden Eagles do on first down. Here's the give straight up the middle. A nice carry for a couple yards. Fumble was Harness. The ball's loose. And I think they're going to call him down, however, before the ball came out. Jesse Harness there on the carry for Maple Mountain.
Yeah, it's a good thing because Logan Park jumped right on that ball. Looks like he might have still been up, too.
So Maple Mountain there may have gotten a break. It will be 2nd down and 3 from the 27-yard line. Cam Dorney comes in 78 completions and 200 attempts, just a little over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns to 11 interceptions for the Golden Eagles, for the Golden Eagle quarterback, as they will give it outside to Harness, who's going to have some space. He'll have the first down across the 40-yard line into some open field. He's going to be tripped up around the 42-yard line, and that's going to be a first down right there. And that's just Jesse Harness there, Chris, finding some space.
Yeah, and that's a huge run to the outside. Big pickup by Harness and gets Maple Mountain on the plus side of the field. And if they can continue to gash this Wasatch team, that'll definitely aid in, potentially setting up play action pass for Harness later, for Dorney.
First down and 10, ball on the 42-yard line as Wasatch. One thing to keep in mind with Wasatch is Bridger Purdy had the touchdown on the offensive side. He's also a very key member of that secondary. Dorney back to throw, throws it over the middle, has a completion, and this is Tyler Nelson who's going to make the catch, and Nelson's down inside the 25, down to the 20 through 22-yard line, it looks like. Good enough for a first down. And there, again, Chris, we talked about it, going back to being simple and managing the game, and that's what Cam Dorney does right there.
Yeah, he does, and it's great if you can, in the easiest play and most I guess the least dangerous play is to hand the ball off. And Maple Mountain, if they don't need to throw here, just continue to try and run that ball down Wasatch's throat tonight.
First down and 10, ball on the 22-yard line, as Maple Mountain will have a receiver to the very top of your screen and one to the bottom. Cole Christensen, the receiver to your bottom of the screen. And here is Harness again, this time going for the corner, and did he get in? Waiting, touchdown Maple Mountain, Jesse Harness in from 22 yards out, and Maple Mountain's a point away from tying this one up.
Whoa, Nelly, we might have ourselves a shootout here with Maple Mountain doing it on the ground and Wasatch doing it through the air. Great job by Harness on that drive, just running through large holes that were produced by the offensive line.
So coming in to kick the extra point will be Hayden Nielsen. And Maple Mountain late getting a member, the last member on the field there for the extra point. Here's the snap, which looks good. The kick looks good from here, and it's through. And with 8:35 to go in the first quarter, we have a shootout. We're tied at 7. Maple Mountain, Chris, that drive by Maple Mountain, a really important part of the ball game to try to come back and respond after getting in the end zone.
Right, I was a little concerned that Wasatch was able to score in less than 2 minutes, but Maple Mountain answered their own way with Jesse Harness on the ground. So we might have ourselves a shootout tonight, and definitely the fans and the band are into it right now.
So 8 minutes and 35 seconds. Let's go ahead and for the first time tonight, let's thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Tonight and throughout our season, we got the Tony Vasso Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, Prime Mortgage Lending, Mikkel Christiansen and Wise Attorneys at Law, Two Jacks Pizza, and Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance. We also want to welcome those watching on our YouTube page on the live stream tonight on youtube.com/SpanishFork17, and also watch the live stream on sfcn.org, clicking on the live stream button. I know one of our good friends and faithful watchers, Jerry Huffman, is tuning in tonight from Las Vegas, Nevada. We hope that Jerry and his family right now, after losing Jerry's dad, our thoughts are with the Huffman family at this time. Here's the return coming up for Wasatch. Trying to get outside, cuts up the middle, and getting out here to about the 29-yard line will be the Wasatch Wasps. I believe that was Logan Park on the return. And now we have an opportunity here for Wasatch. Maple Mountain defensively, Chris, what do the Golden Eagles have to do?
I think they got to give up the short pass, hope that Wasatch makes a mistake, and try and not give up the deep ball like they did last time. But I don't know how you stop this Wasatch pass attack. I mean, it was pretty efficient last time. Brock Cloward took what he was given, and then when he had the big shot, he took it downfield, and Purdy was able to hang on to it.
So immediately out of the gate, we'll see a 4-wide receiver set here for Brock Cloward here from the shotgun, ready to throw with some time. That one's going to be complete. Making a man miss. Caden Smith's going to have enough for the first down. And a nice pickup there, as that's just a simple pitch and catch.
Yeah, and at this rate, Cloward could have a lot of yards through the air.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll move the ball to the 43-yard line of Wasatch right now. Once again, we'll see the Wasps here spread the field with 4 receivers and a tight end. Back to throw. Cloward with some time, steps up. Now he's just going to run. He's going to have enough for the first down. Take a punishing hit at the end there, but that will be enough for another Wasatch first down. And Chris, right now you have to kind of think, if you're Maple Mountain right now, Wasatch moving the ball almost at will.
Yeah, they are, and there's been very little resistance by either defense tonight, and especially Maple Mountain's. Cloward comes in as the leading rusher for Wasatch, so you got to respect his ability to run.
It's going to be a tough task tonight in the middle part of that defense, as it will be. And right there, nothing going on there, as that one will lose a couple of yards as they try to get it into the hands of Thacker.
And anytime Wasatch has had a design run to Thacker, it really hasn't been very efficient or effective tonight.
Brings up a 2nd down and 12 here, as Maple Mountain trying to get everybody set up here. Brady Nelson wearing number 46 tonight. Back in the lineup after getting hurt. And here is a couple of carry up the middle there for the quarterback, Brock Cloward. He'll get a couple back to the original line of scrimmage and brings up 3rd and 10.
And that was a great job by Maple Mountain's defense. That was a run all the way and they were able to shut down Cloward in a hurry.
That linebacking core of Grady Nelson, Crowther, and then it's also going to be Dylan Boyer, number 11. Could be very busy tonight. Maple Mountain looks like they jumped.
Slot receiver, number 1, Ethan Wood.
And we'll see here as the Maple Mountain quickly pushing here, or quickly pointing the other way, and the official comes in from the far side. Signal the false start. That will back Wasatch up into a 3rd and 15.
And that's huge for Wasatch, as 3rd and 15 is going to be a little bit more of a mountain to climb here.
They'll move the football back to midfield at the 50. They'll get down to the 35-yard line. It will be enough for a first down here with 6:44 to go in the first quarter. 7-7 game between Maple Mountain and Wasatch here in the first. Back to throw with some pressure. Stepping up, Cloward now going to just try to take off and get what he can. He's going to get a good portion there. He's going to get down to about the 41 and pick up about 9, and that's going to bring up 4th down and about 6. Decision time, but it looks like they'll punt.
Yeah, and they're going to play the field position game here and try and make Maple Mountain run the full distance of the field here against them. But very impressive running by Brock Cloward, as he was very difficult to bring down there.
Matthias Dunn, number 8, into punt. Going back deep to receive is Javen Lewis. He's standing back at his own 10-yard line to receive the punt. Ready to go here as they get a pretty good snap off. Good pressure from Maple Mountain. They run right into the punter, and that one's going to go out of bounds at about 1.5 yards. But I think what they're going to say is they were blocked into the punter, and nonetheless it works out there, Chris, if you're Wasatch. Jupain Maple Mountain inside the 1.
Wow, great job by the punter there. Matthias Dunn, he took a shot on that from the up, man. I think that's a good call by the official there. We'll see if Maple Mountain can drive 98.5 yards here.
They'll start from the just about the half-yard line. You really couldn't have put that punt in any more of a perfect position if you're Matthias Dunn right there. And now Maple Mountain will start this drive back deep in their own territory here with 5:44 to go in the first quarter. 7-7 tie here on Spanish Fork 17. Both teams scoring on their first possessions. 2 backs in the backfield with Dorney on first down. Dorney ready to go. Takes the snap. Here's the give. Trying to get outside, and going down is Lewis. He's brought down, and we'll see where they mark it. No official signal yet, and it looks like they're going to give him forward progress, Chris, maybe out of the end zone right there. But it was number 25, Ethan Ogzwala, number 25, was right there.
And can't tell probably from that angle. I don't know if he got out of the end zone. Nonetheless, I don't like that formation in that situation. I think you got to line up with your quarterback under center, stare there, and give your running back a head start to run that ball out.
Once again, 2 backs in the backfield. Dorney will be back to throw with some time. Now he's going to dance around, tries to throw it short, but it's incomplete. Looking out there for Lewis out of the backfield, and now you're facing 3rd and 10 from your own about half-yard line.
I think I'd try and just run up the middle and get some breathing room here to punt, because you do not want to punt this close to the line of scrimmage.
The tough part with it, Chris, so many things can happen. A high snap, a low snap, just the pressure alone. You have to get it off quick.
Yeah, and our coverage this year has shown that as we've had some adventures in punting. A lot of turnovers on punting, block punts, touchdowns off of that as well.
I think it was last week here in the Spanish Fork Payson game, we had 2 blocked punts. Here's a 3rd down and 10. Dorney from shotgun back to pass. With some time, throws the out route, looking for Cole Christensen. That one thrown high and incomplete, brings up 4th down. Kind of like the play call, go to the big 6'5" target, but they're got to get that throw down a little bit.
Right, now it'll be a very difficult punting situation here.
Zach Peterson, number 82, will come on to punt. Wasatch will drop their return man, and that is Bridger Purdy, number 6, who's going to be right now at the Maple Mountain 37-yard line or so. So he is not really moving back very far here as he waits for the punt.
Yeah, and Wasatch is going to have great field position, most likely here.
Zach Peterson with his foot almost just on the end line right there. he doesn't have much room, and he's going to have to just quickly get it off, which he does, but it's a low line drive punt that hits him at the 15 and rolls, and will get a pretty good roll to the 35-yard line. But there you kind of saw the adventures of punting that Chris was talking about, and you could tell Zach Peterson just wanted to get that off his foot.
He got rid of it, and fortunately for him, the ball rolled 20, 25 yards there. Wasatch will have excellent field position to start this.
So 4:42 to go here in the first quarter. Wasatch will start their third position. For Wasatch, it's been a pretty good year. They started the year with wins against Park City and Mountain Crest, also Mountain View, before taking that loss to Castleview, Colorado. Came back to blank Cottonwood and then Timpanogos before losing last week to Springville 29-28. So we'll see here what the offense can do, and they quickly just get the screen pass. That's out there to number 44, Thacker, and Thacker will fight his way down to about the 30-yard line there just on the design screen pass.
Yeah, great job by Cloward once again taking what the offense is giving him here, but unfortunately there's a penalty down there for him.
Trying to see, it's right around the 27-yard line. You have to think, Chris, probably in the area of holding.
Yeah, definitely.
Right here, as it's an exciting night for football in Utah County. You got high school football going on. You got the BYU-Utah State game going on as well up in Provo.
Looks like Utah State's up 7-0 there as they've just intercepted a pass. Oh, face mask is huge.
That will tack on. The end of the play will tack on even more yardage, and it will move Wasatch inside the Prime Mortgage Lending red zone for the first time tonight, as they are at the 15-yard line at a 1st and 10. Cloward again in the pistol formation, and he will give it straight up the middle with Thacker, and not much going on there, as getting there quickly to make the stop. I believe that was Cameron Simons, number 69.
Also down there, I believe, was 74, Carson K, excuse me. Great job by the interior line there for Maple Mountain. Wasatch has not had any success running up the middle.
2nd down and 10, ball on the 15-yard line, 4:01 to go here in the first quarter. Back to throw, Cloward looking end zone, steps up now, he'll run, he'll cut it up the middle and get down to about the 9-yard line or so. He's going to be a few yards short of the first down, but he's going to pick up a good 7 or so and brings up a 3rd and about 3.
And we'll see. Wasatch seems to have a pretty good kicker here, so kicking a field goal is not going to be a problem from this distance.
Bring up 3rd down right here. They need to get to the 5. The ball's marked at about the 8.5 or so right here, so it sets up a 3rd and 3. Cloward rolling out, has some options, throws that one incomplete, put it out in front. That was intended for number 36. That is Hayden Stocking, and that one goes incomplete, brings up a 4th down.
And I believe we'll see Mateus Dunn out here to kick.
So Cloward will be the holder, so keep an eye on that as well. But Dunn will come on to make the kick. It will be to attempt the kick. It's going to be about a 25-yard kick right here, just off the left hash. Ready to go here as he's set. And here's the snap, which looks good. Dunn gets the kickoff and looks good from here, and it's through. And Wasatch adds 3 here with 3:16 to go in the first quarter. So a back and forth scoring affair so far. This time the Wasatch drive that starts with a short field ends up in a 25-yard field goal from Matthias Dunn. It's 10-7 Wasatch here as we welcome everybody in to Friday Night Football here on Spanish Fork 17. Well, we got another fun one next week here on Spanish Fork 17. Spanish Fork at home for Uinta, which could be a big one here on Spanish Fork 17 for the Dons that potentially set up a showdown with Orem, when you would kind of think if things play out the way it might right now, that there's a good shot that Orem Spanish Fork game may end up being for the region title.
Right, and I guess it all depends on how well Spanish Fork plays at Mountain View tonight, as they made that drive up to Orem there to the Bruin Bowl.
So Matthias Dunn will get ready to kick it away. Ready to go back deep to receive will be Kyson Hall, and Javen Lewis will go back deep to receive. Dunn will put a foot into it from the 40. The crowd into this one tonight here from Maple Mountain, and the kick goes deep, and this one will go into the end zone over the head of Kyson Hall and will come out to the 20-yard line for Cam Dorney and the Maple Mountain offense, who would really like to find some kind of drive that they had on that first drive, Chris, that ended in 7.
Yeah, they definitely do. They were able to run the ball well with Harness there. I think if I'm Maple Mountain, I'm getting back to the basics. I'm just handing it off in normal run formations and seeing what he can do. Now, last drive they started in the shadow of their own end zone there, so it was very difficult to get going. And, you know, I guess credit the defense, though, for holding Wasatch just to a field goal on that last drive for Maple Mountain.
It's first down and 10 coming up here for Maple Mountain with Cam Dorney ready to go. They'll give it straight up the middle to Jesse Harness, and Harness not going too far before Justin Swainston gets there, number 74.
That brings up a 2nd and 12. It looks like Wasatch has made some adjustments here against the rushing attack.
So it'll be a loss of 1 there. Swainston came in on the season with 14 tackles. Was one of the key contributors going both sides here for Wasatch this year. You'll see him on the offensive line as well. Brings up a 2nd and 11 with Dorney from shotgun. And here's the option. They're going to pitch it out late. They get it out there, and that is going to be, I believe that's Chandler Wills, number 28, on the carry on the pitch there. And Wills there will get a good gain and make it a much more manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, the triple option out of the shotgun formation works wonders for Maple Mountain there. That was a great job by holding on to the ball there for Dorney as long as possible before he pitched it to Wills.
And they're going to get enough there for a 1st down, so Maple Mountain able to find a way there to move the chains with 2:25 to go in the 1st quarter. They're going to go 3 wide receivers here for Maple Mountain. Dorney back to throw, puts up the screen and throws that one incomplete, trying to get it out to Kyson Hall. That one just looks like put too far out in front of Hall there.
Yeah, I'll bring up 2nd down, and if I'm Maple Mountain, I'm trying to go back to the ground. I don't know why they're trying to throw it here. That first drive where they had a lot of success, they just ran it down the throats of Wasatch's defense and came up with 7 points on just a few plays.
Go back here to 2nd and 10 for Maple Mountain. Wasatch really loading the box, playing 1 safety over the top. Damon Skibby, number 11, the only guy playing about 10 yards off the ball, just kind of playing center field out there for Wasatch. Dorney ready to go. Here's the give to Harness, straight up the middle, and Harness does a nice job there. He'll pick up another 1st down. So Jesse Harness really finding a way right now to pace that Maple Mountain offense.
Right, and I think they need to continue to do that, because that play right there has been very successful for the Golden Eagles tonight.
Brings up a 1st down and 10. The breeze starting to pick up as the sun is set. We're under the lights for really the first time, probably the earliest we've been under the lights pretty much since kickoff.
Yeah, and it's going to be a cold night later into the 4th quarter as the seasons have changed to definitely fall.
2-back set here for Maple Mountain. Dorney ready to go right here. There's the give straight up the middle, and nothing going on right here.
They can hear the audio but can't see your feed.
It'll be 1st and 10 right up the middle right here, and that brings up a 2nd down and about 8 here coming up.
Made the tackle.
So 2nd and 8 here with 1:20 to go here in the 1st quarter. 10-7 lead right now here from the 8-yard line. Ready to go right here for Maple Mountain. 3 receivers set. Dorney will be back to throw. Looks in the middle, has a man complete to the 50. Another nice, just kind of a curl route there, Chris, and Maple Mountain just taking what the defense is going to give them.
Yeah, and that brings up a 3rd and about 1 here. And if I'm Maple Mountain, I'm handing the ball to Harness up the middle and just taking my chances and hoping he can get that yard or 2 needed.
It's going to end up being 3rd down and 1. Ball on the 49-yard line right here.
They're calling it 3rd and 1 at their own 49.
And right here, we'll see what happens here. I would imagine, Chris, like you talked about, you bring in Chandler Wills kind of as an additional kind of tight end set here, and I would think from the looks of it, that likely just going straight up the middle. Here's the give straight up the middle. Harness gets a first down and more across the 45 to about the 43-yard line. First down, Maple Mountain.
And that's huge. Maple Mountain's driving the ball here. There's only 16 seconds in the first quarter, but they've definitely dominated tonight the line of scrimmage, at least when they've had the ball.
Bring up a first down and 10, ball on the 43. And we'll see here if they're going to be able to get this one off right here. As we'll see, there's a player down right here. As that is never good when you see an offensive lineman go down. For Maple Mountain, I can't see a number because all the people there getting all the attention being given on the field right here.
And he seems to be in a little bit of distress there. Yeah, but getting back to the game, I think it's been a great job by Maple Mountain really establishing the run. That's something they haven't been able to do in long stretches this season, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep this up tonight.
Even going back, if you were to look at Maple Mountain historically, Chris, the last couple of years, it's been a little while since you've seen a really good, consistent ground game from Maple Mountain. The days of Jaron Hall, when he was here, it was a little bit more of a passing attack.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to establish the passing attack, and really the running attack has not been the forte of Maple Mountain, but tonight definitely been able to run against this Wasatch team, be a little more physical.
16.4 to go in the first quarter, a 10-7 lead right now for Wasatch, as that is going to be number 52, and that is, I believe, Wade Bastion coming off the field. Bastion got hurt, West Bastion, number 52. He got hurt earlier. It's Wade. And he was hurt earlier on in the year, Chris, as well. So the second time Bastion's gone down, and then bring up first down and 10 for Maple Mountain here. 16.4, potentially the final play of the quarter coming here momentarily.
Yeah, and Bastion's been a huge contributor for Maple Mountain for multiple seasons, so that's a large loss for him.
It'll bring up a first and 10 from the 43. Man goes in motion. Here's the give to Kyson Hall, trying to get on that reverse, and Hall gets down to the 36-yard line, and that's how we will end the first quarter. We've played one complete here from Maple Mountain High School. It's Wasatch 10, Maple Mountain 7. You're watching high school football on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
See your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Start of the second quarter here on Spanish Fork 17. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst as we get set ready to go for high school football. Start of quarter number 2, Maple Mountain driving here against the Wasatch Wasps right now, and Wasatch with a 10-7 lead on Maple Mountain. And Chris, we've talked about that Maple Mountain ground attack right now, really setting the tone.
Yeah, it has, and it's been very physical.
Dorney ready to go with two backs. And here's the give straight up the middle again. That's Jesse Harness, who's really shouldered the weight tonight. He'll be short of the first down, but he'll be about a yard shy, and it'll bring up third down and probably a yard or so.
Last time it was third and about 2. They handed the ball off to Harness up the middle, and he was able to get more than enough. So I expect Maple Mountain will do that, and I'm sure Wasatch has been told to look for that. And this might be a point maybe where you try and fool them and go play action here and just plan on picking it up on fourth down if you have to.
So right now you have the 6'5" Cole Christensen at the top of your screen at home. Caden Smith in the matchup there. That's a matchup that we wondered. We saw Maple Mountain try to go to it earlier. We'll see what they do here on 3rd and 1. Here's the give straight up the middle of the Harness. He has the first down inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Does a nice job there and picks up a first down.
That's a huge run once again by Harness. He's able to pick up another first down, and they're just getting a great drive from their offensive line, pushing Wasatch defensive line off the ball, and that's really why they've had a lot of success on the ground tonight.
Maple Mountain trying to, we talked about it back about a month or so ago at that Lehigh game, Chris. Maple Mountain trying to find an offensive identity. And they might be in the process of finding something here in a positive direction.
Yeah, and part of it might be that Wasatch's defense is susceptible to the rushing attack, but nonetheless, they're finding an identity.
Right here, they're going to spread the field out. Dorney will go back to throw, and he'll just keep it. And Dorney there gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Just a designed quarterback run there for Cam Dorney.
And Wasatch had the perfect blitz for that, and that play was dead before it started. So Dorney did just well enough to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 2nd and 10 here, after Dorney just able to stretch and get back to the line. 10-11 to go here before halftime. 3-point game right here in this one. Wasatch, the difference of it, a 25-yard field goal. Maple Mountain trying to respond to the drive here with 2 backs in the backfield with Dorney. This has been the formation Maple Mountain's like to have had tonight. And there's nothing there for Jesse Harness. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, nothing there, but 2 runs by Maple Mountain, and Wasatch has done a great job of stopping. It looks like they're trying to put more guys in the box. So this might be a point where Maple Mountain counters by trying to throw a little more.
Because really, you kind of use the running game, Chris. Correct me if I'm wrong. Try to lure that defense in, load the box, and then you try to go over the top.
Absolutely, you're right there, Ryan, and I think that's what Maple Mountain can do, but they're going to have to do it in this situation because it's 3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10, ball on the 28-yard line right now. Looking for the 18-yard line right here. Ready to throw. Dorney with some time, setting up the screen pass, throws it high but completes it, and getting enough here. Harness is going to still be on his feet. He'll be knocked out around the 8, but there's a penalty flag, so we'll kind of wait and see here what the penalty flag is for, Chris. But a nice pickup on the screen pass, but it may be coming back.
Yeah, and if Harness could have gotten up there, it might be a block in the back as we saw in the replay, but Harness had to jump up high and was still able to bring it down and pick up a 1st down.
So we'll see here the penalty call here from our official. It's going to be a hold against Maple Mountain, which is going to back it up, I believe, 10 yards, and it will be 3rd down.
And sometimes you say, oh, that holding penalty had nothing to do with that play, but it looked like the receiver that time, had he not made that hold, the Wasatch guy would have had a good chance of stopping that 1st down.
It will move it back to a 3rd and 15. So if you're Maple Mountain, you really only lose about 5 yards, but it definitely changes your play call from being 1st and 10 to 3rd and 15.
Well, the Golden Eagles defensive coordinator, Jake Rosbeck, I'm sure he's seen
3rd down and 15, ready to throw here. I would imagine it would be Maple Mountain coming here momentarily. Harness in the backfield next to Cam Dorney. Dorney back to throw, steps up and pressure, now has to scramble, and he will go down, but he throws the ball away, almost intercepted, and it goes incomplete, brings up 4th down right there.
And they're kind of, Maple Mountain's in no man's land. If you punt here and it goes in the end zone, you really don't gain a whole lot, although we saw Wasatch punt in a similar situation and pin Maple Mountain down to about the 1.5, but it looks like Maple Mountain's going to go for it here.
Cam Dorney is punted a couple of times in kind of a pooch kick situation, so we'll keep that in mind here. And this has been a position before historically. You go back to the days of Tanner Dayton and the great kickers that Maple Mountain's had, Chris, where Brad Burtonshaw's really had this in the back pocket where he could take a chance at a field goal in these situations, but doesn't have that quite in the leg this year of Hayden Nielsen.
Maple Mountain will use a timeout.
8:54 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Timeout Maple Mountain. We'll take a look here and see what's going on right here as Brad Burtonshaw will take a moment here. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17, and let's thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast and our many other broadcasts possible here throughout the high school sports season.
Yeah, we've got the Tony Basso Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, MVP Sports, Prime Mortgage Lending, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Mikkel Christiansen, Wise Attorneys at Law, and Two Jacks Pizza. I'd like to thank these sponsors for making this game possible. And also remember to go to the Spanish Fork 17 channel and watch these broadcasts and other Spanish Fork 17 broadcasts on the YouTube channel. And you can watch this game also on sfcn.org. I'd like to thank those sponsors and for making this broadcast possible here.
We got more high school football next week. Spanish Fork will be at home taking on Uinta. Should be a fun one here, a late season Region 10 contest that will have some playoff implications on the line.
That's a long drive for Uinta, and they have really been struggling this season.
Brings up 4th down and 15. Maple Mountain looks like they're going to roll the dice and go for it here. Dorney on the field here with 4 wide receivers. Watch that receiver to the bottom of your screen, Cole Christensen. They're going to look like they're going to throw it. Double pass, potentially. Nothing downfield, and the pass will be thrown, but looks like it will go incomplete as Maple Mountain had, I believe, Tyler Nelson, number 8, on the field. And Nelson, a backup quarterback and wide receiver there, Chris, just couldn't get the ball set in his hands.
Yeah, it was well played by Wasatch. They were anticipating maybe a trick play, and they played very disciplined defense and really didn't give Nelson a chance to throw it as he was on the run the whole time for his, looking for an opportunity to throw it.
So turnover on downs for Maple Mountain, and they will get it back here with 8 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the second quarter. A 10-7 lead right now for Wasatch, and the Wasps will get the football here to start their next drive. As for Wasatch, the remaining games, they'll be at home next week for Provo, and then they go to Skyridge to close out the Region 10 season, and then hopefully, if you're Wasatch, Chris, that season's ending with a trip to the playoffs.
Yeah, and Skyridge is playing Springville tonight. That's going to be a good ball game.
They get it out there complete on the slant route. That's Jake Gilman, number 15, and Gilman has enough for a first down.
And Wasatch, once again, with the arm of Cloward, he looks very, very comfortable back there, and he does a great job of reading the defense and getting the ball where he needs to get it.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line, and Wasatch will be, I should say, at their own 45-yard line. As they're ready to go, Cloward in the pistol formation, and here's the give straight up the middle. That's Zach Thacker on the carry, number 45, and Thacker picking up 5. That might be his most productive run of the evening.
Yeah, and Wasatch has really struggled running the ball up the middle tonight, and that time they were able to get a few yards.
So 2nd down and 5 here, so a nice manageable situation here with 8:04 to go here before halftime. The first quarter filled with a couple of scores. 3 scores, I think, in fact. And here is Cloward back to throw, setting up the screen pass, gets it out, but dropping it in the backfield. There was number 36, that's Hayden Stocking, who had it set up well. I think that one might have been thrown a little behind him where he had to reach back.
Yeah, he did. Stocking couldn't get it, and I don't know if that play was going anywhere if he catches it. He brings up a huge 3rd down here for Wasatch, and as you mentioned, this game got off to a fast and furious start as we had 2 touchdowns. The 2 touchdowns scored tonight were scored in the first 4 minutes of the ball game.
3rd down and 5, 7:49 to go here as Wasatch with the football. Cloward back to throw with some time, looking towards the marker, has a man complete, and that's going to be, I think, just enough for a first down out to Bridger Purdy, number 6, the senior wide receiver.
And Purdy does a great job of knowing where the sticks are, running his route at the correct distance, and that gives Cloward the opportunity to find him right at the sticks, and they pick up the first down.
That's a perfect job of knowing it was a 3rd and 5. We need 5. I'm going to run a 5-yard route.
Yeah, I ran a little 5-yard out, and it worked out perfect.
Cloward sets up the screen pass, gets it out to Thacker right there, and that's going to be about 8 yards or so there for Thacker there, just on just a little simple swing.
Yeah, and I believe that's going to go as a run, as I think that was a pitch back that time by Cloward to Thacker, and great blocking downfield for Wasatch.
Be 2nd and 3 after the pickup of 7. Quickly cooling off here at Maple Mountain tonight.
And the wind's picking up. I see some kids in shorts down in front of us. That's going to be a miserable experience if they stay till the end.
It's going to be an interesting 3rd and 4th quarter. 2nd down and 3 here And Cloward rolling out, pressured from behind, stops, looks deep, now has to try to run for it. Cloward still on his feet somehow, dances away from another guy, gets inside the 30-yard line before he's brought down. And Brock Cloward there simply just finding a way to get around defenders and getting the first down.
Yeah, just swimming, ducking, and rolling through Maple Mountain's offense there, but it looks like this one might be coming back.
A conversation between the officials. I'm looking to kind of see here where the penalty flag is. I don't see a penalty flag. However, there sure looks like there's going to be a penalty. They're pointing back. Oh, there it is. It's right on the 40-yard line on the far side of your field. You got some 3 or 4 Wasatch players just right around to the marker there, preventing me from being able to see the flag there. And now we'll see here, the officials will explain it, looks like, over to Brad Burtonshaw, and they'll make the decision here as to whether or not Maple Mountain will decline the penalty. It's going to be looks like an illegal formation is what they're going to procedure call. That's going to be declined. And there's going to be a block in the back against Wasatch, so they'll accept that.
Yeah, good call there as you pick up, I believe, 10 to 15 yards there with the other penalties as opposed to 5, but huge run negated there by Wasatch with that block in the back.
So they'll move it back right here to the 50-yard line. Brings up a second 16, it looks like, coming up.
It's 2nd and 16 here. And if you're Wasatch, you're probably going to try and just get half of it here through the air.
Pistol formation here. Cloward will drop back, looking to pass. Steps up, gets away from a pressure, and now this time goes down. Back at around the 43-yard line, and Maple Mountain gets there for the Two Jacks Pizza quarterback sack.
Yeah, I didn't see who got there. I was looking downfield at receivers, but great job of penetration by the Maple Mountain defense, and it was a host of guys that looks like they brought him down, including Kay there, and I didn't see the number on the other defender.
Brings up a 3rd down and long. It's going to be a 3rd and 22 back from the Wasatch 44-yard line.
Interesting what we can see Wasatch's plays there. In the past, they used to have that electric scoreboard. Now it looks like they've gone to a different numbering system.
Back to throw. Cloward looking downfield. Still looking. Now he's just going to take off. Cloward will get to about the 45-yard line of Maple Mountain. So he'll be about a 4th and 11 or so coming up, but a good pickup as Cloward able to pick up half that there with his legs.
And credit Maple Mountain secondary. They've done a great job of making sure nobody's open, and really frustrating Cloward there, and Wasatch will have to punt right before the half.
The offense right now is staying on the field here, so we'll have to see if maybe they might be willing to roll the dice here in the here in the second quarter, and they won't. They'll punt here. Matthias Dunn, who put one inside the 1-yard line earlier, will be on to punt from his own 40-yard line. Wasatch will send the man in motion. Maple Mountain got again. Good pressure. Dunn able to get it off. Fair catch is called for and fumbled. The ball is loose. Maple Mountain was the first one there, but we'll see who comes up with it at the end. I haven't seen the official signal, but it looks like Maple Mountain will retain possession right here.
A great job by number 36 there. I believe that's Schellenberg for Maple Mountain, jumping on that ball and making sure that nobody picked it up.
A potential right there. It could have been a disastrous play call right there. It could have, well, not play call. It could have been a disastrous play for Maple Mountain.
Yeah, and last time Wasatch had great field position. They didn't really move the ball well, but they were able to come away with 3 points on that field goal.
5:37 to go. Maple Mountain will start here, and here's a first down carry up the middle for, that is Javen Lewis, number 32 on the carry, and Lewis will pick up 3 or 4.
And Maple Mountain's been able to get good runs tonight, where sometimes when we've watched them, they've struggled. So even there where you pick up 4 or 5, that's a great job, and you'll take that all day long on first down, as it gives you plenty of options here on second down.
Brings up second down and about 5 here for Maple Mountain. Maple Mountain needs about the 29-yard line for a first down. Shotgun set with 2 wide receivers. Dorney mishandles the snap. Now has to just pick it up and make something out of nothing. And Dorney will get a yard or 2 before he's escorted out of bounds right there. And there, found a way to use his speed there, Chris, but again, just another kind of mental mistake by Maple Mountain.
Yeah, and the weather here has really gotten cool in the last 10, 15 minutes. So I wonder if that ball's getting heavier and harder to handle, and Dorney might have just struggled through the elements. But he did a great job of still picking up a positive gain on that play.
We'll bring up a 3rd and about 1 here for Maple Mountain. A lot the Golden Eagles can do here with this 3rd and 1 play call. We'll see if maybe that consists of a run up the middle with Javen Lewis. Lewis, the back in the backfield, kind of giving Harness a little bit of a rest. Here's the give, and Lewis will have the first down there on the carry. Nice job, just a hard through the middle run, but there's a penalty flag back, however, around the 23.
And usually when we've seen that, it's been a penalty or a holding call here. We'll have to see what it is, and penalties have really hurt Maple Mountain at times this year, as they've gotten multiple at bad times, and they're definitely backing up. Looking like they're going to take the ball back here, and Wasatch is going to accept it. And we'll replay 3rd down again, and this will most likely require Dorney to have to throw the ball in this situation, which is not ideal. The way that Maple Mountain's been running that, especially after they just picked up that first down on the ground with Javen Lewis there. So another costly penalty.
And those are the kind of penalties there is kind of begin to add up after a while. Puts them now in a 3rd and about 14 here from their own 15-yard line.
And if you're Maple Mountain here, I'd probably roll Dorney out. He looks a lot more comfortable when he's rolling out and throwing downfield.
We'll see what happens here. 3rd and 14. Dorney by himself. Wasatch looks like they might just drop back. Dorney rolls away, rolls into some pressure, throws towards the sideline, but puts that one off target, incomplete, and that brings up 4th down and 14.
Yeah, and Wasatch was bringing pretty decent pressure that time. Dorney didn't have anybody open downfield. Does the smart thing, throws it away, and now he hopes Maple Mountain's defense can hold him.
It will put Zach Peterson back inside his own 10-yard line to punt, as it will be. I believe that is Bridger Purdy, number 6, back deep to receive.
I think the Wasp.
He's right around his own 40, right around the 50-yard line. Zach Peterson right now at his own about 4. We'll see if he can maybe get a little bit better punt off. High snap, almost gets away. This is another low line drive kick. It takes a decent Maple Mountain bounce, and it will be down at around the Maple Mountain 49-yard line. So not a great punt there, Chris, but you get a nice roll again. That's really been where Zach Peterson's been at his best, when he's gotten a nice roll.
Yeah, great punt by Peterson getting that away, even though he mishandled it. But if you're Wasatch, you start out with great field position here, once again on Maple Mountain's side of the field.
So an opportunity here before the half. 3:51 to go before the half. If you're Wasatch, that's plenty of time to potentially put another score on the board.
Yeah, and I was going to say they have a decent kicking game here, so I think if they can get inside the 30, they can also possibly get another field goal.
3 wide receivers set. Here's the give outside. That's Thacker on the carry, and Thacker will again drive the pile at the end of the play and pick up about 4. It will be a long 4 yards there, however, but a nice pickup on first down.
Yeah, and 4-yard gain there. And Maple Mountain's defense has really played well tonight, considering the situations they've been put in at times. We'll see if they can stop Wasatch again.
2nd down and 6 coming up. Ball right on the 45-yard line for Brock Cloward. Cloward will get ready to throw, looking over towards the sideline. Has a man that's caught, and that's, I believe, Caden Smith making a couple of men miss, and Smith's down to the 45.
Yeah, a little out pattern that time by Wasatch. Picks up the first down, gets the chains moving, and Wasatch is going to go quick here as they don't huddle.
Caden Smith, one of the leading wide receivers for Wasatch, came in with 31 catches for 444 yards and 8 touchdowns. Came in averaging about 63 yards a game, Chris, so you have to think we're going to be calling his name multiple times the rest of the way. Here's the give up the middle. Thacker there with another nice productive carry. And Thacker inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line. Nice pickup on, again, another first down pickup.
Yeah, and it's good to see a running back with number 44. You don't see that too often at the high school level, but when I think of the number 44, I think of a tough runner.
Brings up a 2nd down to 10. Or, sorry, a second down. Second and 3 or so.
Second and 3.
I'll give him the 8 yards, Chris.
I think he persists with a penalty that will make it 2nd and 10 after this play.
Thacker again, the back here with Brock Cloward. Receivers to both the top and bottom of your screen. They add a kind of a blocking back there, as you see, right behind the tight end. Kind of a nice power formation here. They got to hurry to get it off. They will. Cloward looking downfield, takes a shot, and that one, I think his arm got hit as he threw, or either that or he threw it away, and that brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was an incomplete pass or a fumble that time, but nonetheless, it's 3rd down and 2 as the officials blew the play dead.
I was looking to go downfield, and one thing, Chris, you do see, you talk about this is really the first game both these teams are playing where it's been this cold. I mean, we're talking about in the 50s. We'll be in the 40s easily probably when we kick off the second half. And that changes the way as a quarterback you feel the football, and that changes the way that ball feels as a wide receiver.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's been a very warm fall and football season so far. First time really I've had to break out a jacket.
3rd down and 2 right there. They'll throw the out route. That's complete. I believe, again, that was Caden Smith who, no, it looks like it's 1st down, and that was Purdy on the catch and a 1st down.
Yeah, its temperature app says it's 49 degrees in Spanish Fork, and it'll probably get down to about 45 by the end of this ball game.
So it'll be a nice 1st and 10 here coming up for Wasatch. Again, nothing too fancy out of the book. The Wasps just moving the football down the field right now. Just going back to the basics. Here's a gift for Thacker, who's brought down the backfield. I believe that was Grady Nelson getting in there and tripping him up.
Bringing up 2nd and 9, and Maple Mountain's defense holds against the run once again. Wasatch is really trying to go with Thacker tonight, and I don't know if they're trying to set up some play action later on in this ball game, but Maple Mountain, for the most part, has done a decent job of stopping the run.
2nd down and 8, a minute 20 to go before the half. Back to throw with some time, stepping up. Cloward now just going to take off. Cloward gets inside the 20 to about the 10-yard line. That will end up being 1st and goal for Wasatch right there. A nice pickup again, right there by Brock Cloward.
And brought down violently by Dayton at the end of that player. Who knows, he might have gone all the way.
So it'll be 1st and goal right now. Minute 6 to play before halftime. Coming up at the half, we'll have the halftime festivities for you here from Maple Mountain High School here on Spanish Fork 17. We'll recap our Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing keys to the game and get you ready for the second half. 1st and goal, 50 seconds to play in the quarter. Cloward steps up, tries to run for the end zone. He'll get to about the 5-yard line, and now Wasatch, I believe, is going to use their first timeout here of the half.
And Wasatch has done a good job. They started with about 4 minutes to go at their own 49, and they're pretty much going to take the clock down to the end of the half here, and if they can come away with 7 points, that's huge, as they'll have a 10-point lead. And outside of that first drive, Maple Mountain's really struggled to sustain a long drive tonight.
So 44 and a half seconds to play here. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst as we get you ready here for some more high school football here after this little timeout here on the field. Really, if you're the Wasatch Wasps, Chris, what do you look for right now? You've talked about how powerful that run game has been. Does that set up, or does that make you maybe a little weary if you're Maple Mountain that potentially they're going to start going air raid?
It does for sure, but I guess the key is if you can take away the run and force them to throw. I don't know if that's exactly the answer either, because Cloward's been able to punish teams this season.
Single back set here next to Cloward is the tailback, and Cloward will look to throw. Looking, end zone, has some time, now being chased from behind, throws. That one almost intercepted right there for Maple Mountain was number 11. That's Dylan Boyer, and that will go incomplete, brings up 3rd and 5. And Cloward there, Chris, with that kind of pressure, gets rid of it. That's dangerous, though, as a quarterback when you bring that arm back being pressured from behind.
Yeah, it is, and Cloward, trying to save the yardage, throws it away, but he took quite a shot at the end of that play.
3rd down and goal from the 5 here. 37 seconds to go in the quarter. Maple Mountain will look to potentially get the football back. I don't know what that looks like offensively, but for Maple Mountain. But now we'll have a looks like a timeout here on the field called by Wasatch, their second of the half here with 37 seconds. Well, we talked about these two schools, Chris. We talked about the playoffs coming up. Region 8 matched up with Region 5. We've seen some interesting contests in those kind of games. Woods Cross, the team that we've seen. Box Elder, another team that we've seen in the playoffs. Maple Mountain has anyway. And it's an interesting, when you're talking about a road game, to go, both these teams right now in a position for a road game in the playoffs. But if you end up in that 4 spot, you're going to Box Elder, Roy, Viewmont, or Bountiful. That's not an easy trip to make here from Utah County.
Right, and it's also, even if you take third, you still have to make that same trip, and that's a very tough region up there. That Region 5, we know, Viewmont, Bountiful fighting for playoff spots, and Farmington, the new schools, had a lot of early success for a young program.
A couple of those schools have been up in the highest classifications at times, depending on how it all sorts out. Viewmont, I know, one of those schools that's typically been maybe a classification ahead of these schools here. Back to throw, Cloward with some time, stepping up now, gets her way, tries to get outside, stops and will reverse field, steps up through the middle now, still on his feet, and now he'll be driven down back at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, great job by number 47 for Maple Mountain with the sack there. That's Caden Crowther, making sure he went nowhere, and yeah, nowhere for Cloward to go. I wonder if at some point you just throw that one away. And Wasatch will take a timeout with 22 seconds. I think you let that clock go down a little bit and maybe kick it with 4 or 5. Instead, they take their final timeout with 22 seconds to go, and that'll give Maple Mountain some time no matter what happens on this play.
And that was kind of an interesting thing. I don't know if that was a designed quarterback run to maybe just drain some clock there through Wasatch, but now it puts you in a position, Chris, where you have to try to see if you can find a way here. You have a 4th down play. You're probably taking the field goal, I would imagine, here, but then Maple Mountain still with an opportunity and still with some time to try to see if they can get back in the end zone themselves.
Yeah, and that's crazy. I don't know why Wasatch would use that timeout with so much time unless the officials signaled the wrong way.
I'd like to remind everybody there's a lot of hot scones for celebration.
So 22.1 to go here. Matthias Dunn, who's already 1 for 1 on the night. Dunn on the season, however, is now 7 for 11. And now Maple Mountain will use a timeout here. That wind picking up a little bit more from Dunn's first attempt, though. And this one will be just from the left hash here. Now we'll have some more time to think about it here on Spanish Fork 17. Great to be back here with everybody. Ryan Pickens and Chris Hurst as we get ready here for really the stretch run of the high school football season. Next week, another fun one. Spanish Fork and Uinta, a 7 p.m. kickoff right now. I believe that game is going to be next Friday at October 12th. And Chris, that will be a fun one to see here, what Spanish Fork does in that game. That's a trap game in a lot of ways. Uinta, a team that's trying to build their program. They have a lot of challenges, especially with those long bus rides, but trying to find a way to build their program is Uinta. And that's a big game for Spanish Fork.
Yeah, it's a big game, and it sets up, as you mentioned, the potential 4-0 versus 4-0 region championship Randolph fight with Orem.
And that game's scheduled to be here on Spanish Fork 17. That's, of course, the plan as of right now. We'll let you know in the future if that plan changes at all. And now with 22 seconds to go here, we'll see Matthias Dunn attempt a field goal here. It will be about a 27-yard attempt, and it's going to be through for Dunn. And with 18 seconds to go before the half, it is still a one-possession game right there. So that Maple Mountain defense, Chris, maybe bending but not breaking so far in the first half.
And that's great to hold Wasatch to a field goal. Wasatch had the ball, 2nd and goal at the 5, and then just went backwards from there. Cloward tried running in a couple times, and Maple Mountain really stopped him there. So a huge stop for the defense. Keeps it a 1-possession score. There is it's 13-7 with 18.7 seconds to go. And if I'm Maple Mountain, I'm probably playing uber conservative here and just trying to get into the half because they will receive the ball to start in the second half.
Unless you get a really favorable return right here, we'll see what happens here on the return as Kyson Hall and Javen Lewis will be back deep to receive the kick from Matthias Dunn right here, who so far has 6 of the 13. Well, we're going to take that back. He has 7 of the 13 points tonight for Wasatch, does number 8 there, Matthias Dunn. We'll see here momentarily. Dunn will kick it away here with 18 ticks to go before the half. That one will go deep, and that one goes into the end zone, and will come out here with 18.7 to play.
And I think if you're Maple Mountain, I wouldn't even be surprised if they took a knee. However, they've been running the ball well, so if you are going to take a shot on the ground, I'd probably just hand it to Harness up the middle.
So we'll see here what Maple Mountain will draw up here on Spanish Fork 17. Wasatch and Maple Mountain, a key Region 8 contest here. And we'll see here, like we talked about, Chris, potentially just coming out, taking a knee, and maybe getting this one into the locker room. But no really signs right here with 18 seconds to play that they'll do that. Here's the give straight up the middle, and that's going to be a nice pickup right there. There's a penalty flag down, however, as Harness gets across the 40, and this one looks like coming back. Harness still not going down. And a nice pickup there from Harness, however, with that penalty flag in the backfield, this one potentially will likely coming back.
And that's huge, as that negates another great Harness run, and seems like that's happened a couple of times to Maple Mountain.
And it really now changes things, because with 9 seconds left, Chris, and you get out to the 45-yard line, you start to maybe think, hey, let's
take a shot.
Let's take a shot, or maybe if we can pick up 10, 15 more, we at least get a shot at the end zone. But there's going to be a holding call, it looks like, against the Golden Eagles, and now that kind of takes that entire option off the board.
Yeah, and it looks like they might just let the clock run out here. Wasatch can't stop the clock. They'll start the clock when they put it ready for play here.
So we'll be back inside the 10 at about the 9-yard line right here. So now you're going to have to try to see what you can do right here. And they look over towards the sideline. Maple Mountain will come off the sideline. But
yes, it is a dead ball there. They haven't started the clock yet. There they go.
And there's the ready to play, and Dorney looking over here towards the sideline here, and
they never started the clock.
Here's the give straight up the middle. Harness will get a couple of yards right there, but nothing else going on there as we get ready to end the first half. And now the clock will hit triple zeros, and we'll hit the half here at Maple Mountain High School. At the end of a half here from Spanish Fork, it's 13-7 Wasatch on top of Maple Mountain. We come back, we'll have the halftime festivities for you. You're watching high school football on Spanish Fork 17.
Welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
See your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, my name is Greg Driggs. I'm the local manager for Prime Mortgage Lending, where our motto is find a path to yes. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Christiansen, and Wise.
like rubber trees. Young Billy Jackson, back to the mouthpiece drawn by the verbal armor. Put over your eyes. My strength ain't nothing like my size. Ladies on the top, Kathleen Cleaver, tangle my chords like a weaver.
Pops on the radar. How you wanna play ball? Takes off.
You're dead to me. You're dead to me.
You know what zone I'm in.
You're dead to me.
Don't care who you with.
You're dead to me.
Watch me do my.
You're dead to me. You're dead to me. I get it how I live it. I live it how I give it. I pull it with a lemon. I'm not the she ain't living. It's just that I get to fit it. And this ain't a scrimmage. We ain't finished. I tell you we won't stop. The day wrong guy. Tell the paparazzi get the lens right. Got the window down top, don't lie. Got the hazard on, only don't fire. You could catch me.
How about it, fans of Oakland High School? Elevate! All right, fans, now let's welcome to the field your Maple Mountain High School cheer squad. The cheerleaders are coached by Taylor Fernandez and Aubrey Knoll. Hold on.
Hey, this that great who's blind, that AV, y'all that dead talk. Hey, watch my song speak, you let the meds talk. Hey, if I kill it, it won't be the alcohol. Hey, I'm the realest, after all. Be humble, sit down. Be humble, sit down. Be humble, sit down. Be humble, sit down. Wait a minute, let me put some smoke up in it.
Great job, cheer squad. We'd also like to thank the Wasatch cheer squad for coming over. We want to wish you good luck this season. We'd now like to invite the first responders to take your place on the field. Let's give them a hand as they take the field. Tonight, Maple Mountain High School, members of both Spanish Fork and Mapleton cities and the community at large are proud and humbled to honor heroes. When we're in danger of attack, the police are there, even if it means we walk away, they never will. When a blaze threatens our lives, firefighters selflessly risk all they hold dear to save all that we have. If we are having a health crisis, ambulance crews risk life and limb to get us there, get the help we need. And there's one group that's always there but never forgotten. We honor the dispatchers that must stay calm and collected even when they want to scream and cry. Tonight we honor all these brave men and women as the few people that run toward danger when many run away from it, even at the cost of their own lives. Furthermore, we thank the families of these brave men and women for the daily sacrifice that each of them make. Each time they say goodbye, they do it knowing full well that it could be the last time they get to see them. On January 30th, 2014, tragedy struck Utah County. That tragedy left a lasting and real impression of the sacrifice any one responder may be forced to make. Utah County Sheriff's Deputy Sergeant Corey B. Ride was shot and killed via ambush while attempting to help what he thought was a stranded motorist. Deputy Greg Sherwood was also shot and mortally wounded. On that fateful day, the citizens of Utah County were reminded that evil is around us, and the safety of each of us as citizens is directly related to these brave first responders being able and willing enough to step up and answer the call. Let us always remember the real sacrifice that is made by these heroes. They stand before us tonight. We thank them for what they do for all of us and include them in our prayers so that they might be kept safe and continue to serve each of us. Tonight we honor real heroes, courage, heroism, when needed, even the ultimate sacrifice. May we never forget them, and may they never be forgotten. Ladies and gentlemen, your first responders.
Well, we will go ahead here on Spanish Fork 17, and we will take a break. When we come back, we'll review our Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing keys to the game, and we'll get you ready for the second half of high school football here on Spanish Fork 17.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, my name is Greg Driggs. I'm the local manager for Prime Mortgage Lending, where our motto is find a path to yes. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Christiansen, and Wise.
Well, the 50-yard line at the half was filled with first responders here on Spanish Fork 17 as they have worked tireless hours over the course of the last month or so, making sure protecting the lives of those around us, and we thank them for everything that they do for our safety each and every day. And we welcome everybody back here at the half. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst. Maple Mountain and Wasatch, the Wasps with a 13-7 lead at the half. And Chris, we talked about this one early on in the first quarter. We thought, boy, with the way this one was looking, we were going to have a offensive shootout, and this really has turned into a defensive battle and a battle of field position.
Yeah, it has. It was crazy. That first two drives for both teams, they went out in less than 2 minutes. Each got themselves a touchdown in their own way. Wasatch through the air and Maple Mountain on the ground, and it looked like we were going to have ourselves quite the offensive performances tonight. Instead, it's the defenses that have taken over, and outside of Wasatch capitalizing on a couple of huge field goals there, both defenses have really done a great job to win the game. And there we go. Once again, we got the first responders there with their fire trucks driving around the track.
As a very
let's let these men and women hear you as they come by tonight.
One of those great moments to see here as they were able to be here for the first half. Had the the trucks and everything parked along the track here at Spanish Fork. You see the Spanish Fork. I believe that first one, is Spanish Fork, is the Spanish Fork Fire Department, and it is. I think if Spanish Fork was all on one side and Mapleton was all over on the other side. As you see right now, Mapleton making their way across to their side of the field here, and they'll be able to go back. But Chris, when we really take a look at what's happened here tonight, we wondered kind of the offense of Maple Mountain, and we thought maybe what could Cam Dorney do? What could the Golden Eagles score enough points to come out on top tonight? And right now, it's a one-play game.
It is a one-play game. It was close there to being a two-possession game in the half, but Maple Mountain's defense was able to hold there towards the end. But yeah, and Maple Mountain has, I think, the ability to strike on a big play with possibly even Christensen over the top. However, they've got to pick up yards in chunks.
Definitely something that you have to see here. Let's review our Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing keys to the game right now. Maple Mountain needs to do the following to win. Find a way to score points was our first key.
Yeah, and they still need to do that. They were able to score on their first drive, but outside of that, the offenses look very stagnant. I don't know if it's creating a turnover, doing something on special teams, but Maple Mountain has really struggled to get points on the board, so they need to figure that out in the second half if they want to win this ball game.
We needed to slow down the Wasatch passing attack was one of the biggest things. Maybe haven't slowed it down, Chris, but haven't really seen a lot of explosion plays with the passing game.
Yeah, they've done a great job of slowing down the passing attack. Outside that first drive, it's really been great coverage downfield, and credit that secondary for keeping Brock Cloward, the 3-year starter, in check, who now has 26 touchdown passes and still only 2 interceptions. If they can find a way to pick him off, that would be huge.
Be interesting to see what happens here in the second half. Right here, Chris, when you really take a look at it, though, both defenses did a great job in that first half. Special teams, both teams made a great play. Really, Matthias Dunn right now. Not oftentimes you would say that a kicker and a punter might be the difference of the ball game, but Dunn with 2 field goals, an extra point, and we might forget it, but the punt inside the 1.
Yeah, he pinned Maple Mountain down to the 1. Maple Mountain really struggled to get the ball out. Was able to punt it out to about the 35. Wasatch offense sputtered, was able to pick up a first down due to a penalty, and then he did the rest by kicking in that first field goal to give Wasatch a 10-7 lead.
It'll be interesting to see as we get ready here for the second half. Right here is our first responders. The vehicles still on the field right now as they're making their way off. Maple Mountain has left the locker room. They're on their way back here. Let's take a quick moment here, Chris. Let's take a look at a couple scores from throughout Region 8 and Region 10. A couple of big games. Provo at Timpanogos. The Bulldogs on top 31-14 there in the second quarter. Skyridge up against Springville 14-2 at the half. And my page just went.
Deseret News website does not like cell phones for scores, that's for sure.
Okay, I got it back up here. Region 8, their final game, of course, is this one here at the half. Wasatch leading Maple Mountain 13-7. Provo's gone up 33-14, by the way, against Timpanogos. Region 10, Orem at Uinta. The Tigers up 55-0, that one in the second quarter. Salem Hills against Payson. The Skyhawks up 13-8, that one at the half. And then in the second quarter, Spanish Fork leading Mountain View 41-17 up there at the Bruin Bowl. A couple of interesting games there when it comes to the Region 8 and Region 10 situation.
Yeah, and Spanish Fork, that's a huge win. With that win, that would pretty much clinch them a playoff spot as they'd be 3-0 in Region. There's only 6 teams. You can take 4 of them, so do the math there. And Spanish Fork's earned themselves a playoff spot, and then it's just a matter of do they get the first through third, and if they pick up a win against Uinta, the worst they can do is the second spot, which is a home game.
And that can be so crucial to have a home playoff game especially in that first round. As the number 2 seed, you potentially have an automatic road game in the second round if you have to go play the number 1 seed right here. But that's not a guarantee, but a potential as you take a look at the way things shake out here as we get set. There we go. The team's just about ready. Wasatch is retaking the field. Here comes Maple Mountain. So we have about 3 minutes. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half. You're watching high school football on Spanish Fork 17.
best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, my name is Greg Driggs. I'm the local manager for Prime Mortgage Lending, where our motto is find a path to yes. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Christiansen, and Wise.
Start of the third quarter here on Spanish Fork 17 right now, and it's Wasatch leading Maple Mountain by a score of 13-7. Ryan Pickens alongside Chris Hurst. And Chris, let's take a look at this one. Maple Mountain has to do what in the second half to find a W tonight?
They got to, like we said, they got to find a way to score. They need some offensive production. I think they can do that on the ground if they can just unleash Jesse Harness and let him get out there and run the ball, control that time, and just try and slow down Wasatch's offense. I'm a little worried that they've balled up Cloward long enough and he might just explode here in the second half. But this is a huge game. If Maple Mountain can win it, find a way to score some points, they'll jump out to a 2-1 region record here and will, be in a good position to battle for a playoff spot. So we'll see what they can do.
Be very interesting to see. Wasatch played really on both sides, a turnover-free, I believe it was a turnover-free first half for both teams, which is interesting. A pretty clean first half with, in the second quarter, especially with penalties. You'd like to maybe see Maple Mountain maybe clean up the penalties in the first.
Yeah, they've had a couple of huge runs that were negated by penalties, so that's another thing they need to work on, is not shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, because Maple Mountain just doesn't have the offensive prowess to overcome some of those things.
So we'll see here. It will be Maple Mountain will get the football to open the third quarter right here, as we are moments away from kickoff here on Spanish Fork 17. You see the final couple of words being instructed. They're given to the special teams for the Golden Eagles. And maybe to see here, we haven't seen Maple Mountain get a nice kick return so far tonight. We haven't seen the reverse or the fake reverse yet tonight. We'll see if we get a shot to see it right here, as going back deep will be number 2, Kyson Hall, and also will be Javen Lewis, number 32. He's at the very bottom of your screen at home. Kyson Hall will be at the top of your screen.
My money's on Dunn kicking this into the end zone and there not being any return.
Dunn ready to go right here. Got the ball teed up, and there's a coach or something for Wasatch who is in the middle of the field now. He'll head over towards the Wasatch sidelines right here. So 12 minutes just about ready to go back on the clock here for the third quarter, and we're set and ready to go here for Wasatch. This is an interesting matchup. Looking at this matchup historically, Chris, the home team, as far as I could tell, the home team has won each matchup. Wasatch winning up in Heber in 2013. Maple Mountain winning here in Spanish Fork in 2014. Wasatch winning up in Heber in 2015. Maple Mountain in 2016 here. And then Wasatch last year winning 45-6 up in Heber. This one's been much more competitive, and we'll get ready to have another competitive second half coming up here on Spanish Fork 17. As it's getting ready to kick it off, Matthias Dunn is set and ready to go. And we are just about underway for the second half, and this kick will go deep, and as Chris mentioned, it will go into the end zone over the head of Javen Lewis, and Maple Mountain will start at the 20-yard line.
And that's a win right there. Anytime I think you can get that team to start on the 20, you take away the opportunity for a big return.
So quarterback Cam Dorney will come out. We didn't see Maple Mountain really look to the air a ton in that first half, at least not as much as we have seen Maple Mountain try in that before in previous games.
Yeah, and the one thing that they've done well is Wasatch has done a great job of putting pressure on Dorney and forcing him to run or throw it away before he wants to.
Dorney ready to go right now. Jesse Harness back in the backfield. And it will be Harness on first down, straight up ahead, and not much room there for Harness on first down.
Yeah, brought down by 41, Dylan Lovell there for Wasatch. And Wasatch obviously is going to have their eye on stopping the run here because that's what Maple Mountain did well.
Second down and 10. Ball will be, it looks like, they'll give them about a half a yard or so, but they're going to still call it a second down and about 10. But the ball's right on around the 20.5-yard line or so here for Maple Mountain. 5 wide receivers ready to go. Back with some time. Dorney looking to throw. And that one in and out of the hands, a little bit behind, I believe, Braden Worthington right there. And that will bring up third down.
And that's a catch you got to make there if you're Wills, as it hits him right in the hands. And you got to help your quarterback out. We've seen Maple Mountain have the drops, and I don't know if that's contagious, but it looks like it might be with this team at times.
So it'll be third and long here for the Golden Eagles, and these are the positions you didn't want to be in a lot if you're Maple Mountain, is these 3rd and 8s, 9s, and 10s. But the Golden Eagles will try to see if they can convert right here. They need the 30-yard line to move the chains. Dorney back to throw with some time, looking downfield now, pressured, steps up, and Dorney will go down back at around the 29-yard line.
That'll bring up third down here for Maple Mountain. And, geez, you need to, or fourth down, they forgot to move the marker, so it'll force them to punt, as on third down they had that incomplete pass.
Cam Dorney once again kind of keeping that ball extended, not pulling it in. And
that's something you want to do if you're close to the goal line, maybe close to out of bounds and picking up a first down. However, in that situation, you need to tuck it away so you don't fumble.
Zach Peterson on to punt. He's back at his own 7-yard line. And going back deep here to receive is once again Bridger Purdy. Peterson gets another low line drive punt off. It's going to take a decent bounce and will roll dead right around the 48-yard line here of Wasatch. So the Wasps will start in good field position right around midfield here with 10:23 to go in the third quarter. We talked about it a little bit in the second quarter, Chris. Bend but not break seemed to be the viewpoint right now of the Maple Mountain defense.
Right, and they haven't been helped by the field position game, as once again Wasatch is near midfield, near plus territory, and they'll start out with great field position. It's not fair to your defense when your offense goes 3 and out too many times in a row.
First down and 10. They'll mark the ball officially at the 49-yard line for Cloward back to throw with some time, looking towards the sideline, jumping the route, almost getting there, but that one's going to be, it looks like, incomplete. Looking out there for Ethan Wood, the 6'5" tight end, who came in with 5 touchdowns into the evening.
Yeah, and Schellenberg had great coverage, and he did a great job, as you mentioned, of jumping that route and making sure Wasatch didn't get a completion there.
Make it second down and 10 right now for the Wasatch Wasps. Wasatch next week comes home for Provo and their senior night up there in Heber City. We got the chance to make the trip a couple years ago up to Heber, Chris.
It's cold in October.
Right up the middle and still on his feet. That's going to be a first down run for Zach Thacker, and Wasatch in a nice position now at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and Wasatch, if they can get any success on the ground, then they have a double threat, and I wonder if Maple Mountain's worn out. We've seen Maple Mountain put up really good fights in the first half of ball games and then just really struggle in the second half.
So it'll be first and 10 from the 35-yard line. Straight forward again goes Thacker. There's I believe, a penalty flag that came in right there from, I believe, the back judge. And that will be a 5-yard pickup or so, but we'll wait to see here the penalty marker.
There's been a lot of holdings on those inside runs, which usually you don't see that called on runs. It's usually more passing situations where you're trying to stop a guy that's beating you from getting your quarterback. But tonight we've seen a lot of holding calls on both sides when it's just been a run up the middle.
But sometimes, when you get to the outside or into some space, but usually up the middle, it's got to be a hard angle for the officials to see when you start getting a whole bunch of players tied up in the middle. It's got to be hard to catch every little hold and everything that goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I don't know if what they're seeing, but apparently both teams are holding on those up the middle runs. I don't know if they're just tackling somebody and it's that obvious that the official's able to call it easily.
First down and 19, though, back at the 42-yard line. Cloward's going to be pressured, throws that one looking for the screen pass, but it goes incomplete. Cloward quickly had 2 Golden Eagles in the backfield on the rush. That was Caden Crowther and Tate Dayton in there. Dayton's made the move from linebacker, it looks like, to the defensive end position for Maple Mountain.
Yeah, and I believe Crowther had a 2-jack sack earlier in this ball game.
Brings up a 2nd and 19. We reviewed our Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing keys to the game, and this might be a good time of year, Chris, to give Triple T heating, cooling, and plumbing a call to make sure your furnace and heating's ready to go for the winter.
That's got to be offsides on Wasatch and the officials call. Yeah, get that furnace tuned up now before you realize it's too late and you have a very cold night.
This will move the Wasps back 5 yards in addition. So I looked at the forecast at halftime, Chris, and they're talking about some snow next week.
Bring it on. Let's get some snow football going next week for Spanish Fork and Uena.
Unfortunately, it's like on Wednesday or Thursday, so may not be there ready to go for the game. That'd be fun, though.
No, maybe they're late day. Who knows?
2nd and 23. They're going to set up the swing pass, gets it out there complete, and that's going to be Thacker, who's going to fight his way ahead for a few yards right near that Maple Mountain sideline. That brings up a 3rd down and long for Wasatch.
Yeah, both teams have done this to their offenses where they've had great runs up the middle and then they get a couple of penalties, negative play on a sack or something like that, and they've put themselves in 3rd and long, and they really haven't been able to succeed in that situation.
3rd and 17, ball back at the 41-yard line. They'll go with 4 wide receivers here on 3rd down. Back to throw with some time. Stepping up, rolling away from the pressure. Now Cloward's just going to put his head down and try to get something here. Still making a couple of men miss, and he'll finally be brought down around the 37-yard line. And boy, Brock Cloward may be underestimated as a runner there, but there's a penalty flag down, Chris, and this might be in the area of blocking the back.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a career in football ahead of him, he might have one in dances. He had some beautiful moves there to get a few yards, but there was a block in the back. We'll see if Maple Mountain accepts it.
That would push Wasatch back. The Wasps having a long first drive.
Decline.
And so they will move this one back to where it was marked down. It's going to be 4th down and about 10, maybe 11 or so. They'll move the ball to the 36-yard line. So 4th and 12 it looks like. Wasatch needing about the 24 for a first down.
Those are 3 penalties pretty much.
Right.
We'll see if they punt. We've seen them punt in this situation and really pin Maple Mountain back, and that's what they're going to do, playing the field position game here.
They've had some good success with it. Matthias Dunn put one inside the 1-yard line, back in a similar position in the first half. Low snap. Dunn comes up to get it, though. Kicks it away from Lewis, who will let this one go into the end zone for a touchback. Heads up play there by Lewis is just a little too much on that one for Dunn, and Maple Mountain will get the ball back at their own 20-yard line with 8:20 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and with 8:20, if Maple Mountain can get something going here, their offense went 3 and out last time. I think they need to, if nothing else, to get their defense off the field.
I don't normally do this with a spoiler alert. However, BYU and Utah State up the road in Provo. The kicker for BYU is Skylar Southam, who used to kick here at Wasatch. He just, it looks like, missed a field goal right before the half for the Cougars up north in Provo.
Yeah, and that's unlike him. Usually pretty reliable, including kicking a huge kick against Wisconsin and still an upset victory for BYU earlier in the season.
So I apologize to anybody at home flipping back and forth for any spoiler alerts right there. Right up the middle, a couple of yards on first down, coming up the middle with Javen Lewis.
And Wasatch has done a great job at tightening up on the run. We saw Maple Mountain gashing them at times in the first half, but here in the second half, they've had no success on the ground.
I didn't expect this kind of defense grinded out kind of battle that we're having here right now. One possession game, 13-7, favor of Wasatch. The difference of the ball game right now, 2 field goals by Matthias Dunn.
And I think the grinded out kind of favors Maple Mountain in a way, because I don't think they can win too many shootouts this season.
Dorney gives it to Tyler Nelson on the carry. Nelson's going to fight his way ahead across the 45-yard line. So they get a little bit different look there with the two backs in there. Tyler Nelson, a converted quarterback wide receiver there. Chris gets a nice carry.
Yeah, great job by him taking the ball to the outside, finding a lane and running through it to pick up a first down. If you're Maple Mountain, that's got to at least give you a little bit of confidence, as the offense had been very stagnant before that run.
Be first down and 10 at the 36-yard line for the Golden Eagles. They'll go with receivers to the top and bottom. 6'5" Cole Christensen to the very top of your screen. Here's the give straight up the middle, and that's Jesse Hart, and that's Javen Lewis, into across the 50 into Wasatch territory. Another first down for Javen Lewis and the Golden Eagles.
Now that's great when you can do that up the middle. They loosened up the edges on that reverse. Now they're able to hand it up the middle, and we see more success on the ground for Maple Mountain.
Boy, one thing you have to look at with Jeremy Wood, Spencer Marchant, Austin Olson, that left side of the offensive line getting a lot of push, and that's with losing Wes Bastian earlier on, who oftentimes starts that guard position on the right side there of Cam Dorney. So first and 10 from the Wasatch 49. Dorney gives it right up the middle on the option keep. He's going to try to jump it outside there on the triple option. Dorney, a nice job there getting down to about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Dorney keeps the ball. He takes quite a shot, but it's worth the 5 yards as Maple Mountain really looking a lot better on this drive. Looking maybe like they want to win this ball game.
Just a little over 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. A very quick moving third quarter here with two long drives right here. Maple Mountain punting pretty quick. I think a 3-and-out on their opening drive. And then followed up with a Wasatch drive that was a pretty decent one, just stalled by penalties. Maple Mountain trying to respond here. 6:03 to go in the third quarter. Here's a give outside. That's Lewis trying to turn the corner, and Lewis maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage to bring up third down.
It brings up 3rd and 3 here, 3rd and 4 maybe for Maple Mountain, and this is I don't know if it's 4-down territory yet, but this is tough because 4 yards is a long ways to run, and the passing game hasn't been effective. I think you still got to keep it on the ground. Maybe an option run with Dorney. That seems to be the meal ticket in this situation.
I'm kind of the if it's not broken, don't fix it kind of a guy personally. As it's a 3rd down and 3. Wasatch looks like they may be coming straight up the middle. That's going to be another first down for Javen Lewis. And Lewis gets down to the 34-yard line.
And they had 8-9 guys in the box for Wasatch. They still can't stop the run. And, you got one more guy to stop the run in that situation because the quarterback's not going to block. But huge hole, and Javen Lewis finds his way through it.
And we've seen Wasatch, I think, each of the last about 3 years or so here, Chris. And they're usually a team that I bet against Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork winning the battle up front. But tonight, Maple Mountain, that offensive line, just really winning the battle against the Wasatch defensive line.
Yeah, and they've taken a lot of time off this drive, which is going to give their defense plenty of time to rest when they get back on the field.
First down and 10. Here's Dorney, play action, setting up the screen. Has it complete out into some space. It's going to be a first down there as they get it out there.
I believe that was Worthington that caught it. We'll have to see.
I believe it was Worthington.
The old tight end screen.
There it is. Nice job, Braden Worthington. Last time we saw him, had a tough game against Lehigh with a couple of drops, but they're a nice pickup. Maple Mountain threatening to get into the prime mortgage lending red zone here. And it's going to be a first down and 10 from the 23.
And a little bit of contrast, Wasatch never huddles. Maple Mountain does, and they're just taking their time on this drive. It's been very methodical.
Two backs set here for the Golden Eagles. Dorney ready to go. Here's the give to Javen Lewis, and nothing going on. First down and 10. Javen Lewis just getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I saw a penalty thrown in there, and if it's on hold, we've seen both teams not be able to overcome the holding penalties. And that's what my guess is.
We saw Spanish Fork a week ago against Payson really put themselves in a tough position. So there's holding against Maple Mountain. and really stalled a couple of the drives last week for the Dons, Chris. When you start getting close to the red zone, that's really when you want to tighten things up. You don't want to be moving backwards.
Yeah, and Maple Mountain is a team that needs to pick up yards in increments of 4, 5, 6 on the ground. So having this 10-yard penalty really puts them behind the down and distance that they need to get to maintain this drive.
Makes it a 1st and 20 from the 33-yard line. 3 wide receivers here ready to go. Send a man in motion. Here's the give. It's Cole Christensen trying to turn the corner. And down into the 19-yard line. A nice job there with the fly sweep, and that was Tyler Nelson again, number 8.
Yeah, great job by Nelson. He gets the ball with a full head of steam, is able to find a lane on the outside, and picks up 14 of the 20 needed. So that'll bring up 2nd and 6 here. And now Maple Mountain's back on the schedule of down and distance to continue this drive methodically on the ground.
Makes it a lot more manageable here on the 2nd and 6 from the 19-yard line. They'll go 3 wide receivers, and the back right now appears to be Javen Lewis. Dorney back to throw with some time. Pressure comes, tries to set up the screen, but it's knocked down, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, I believe that ball was tipped that time, which brings up 3rd and 6. Maple Mountain probably needs to pick up a few more yards even to attempt the field goal here. I think they're definitely thinking 6, the tie, and get the extra point for the lead.
It's a manageable 3rd and 6 right here. But even if you can talk about it, Chris, pick up 4 or 5 and make it 4th and 1, you're in a much better position. I don't know how good the kicking game's been this year for Maple Mountain. I don't know if you're thinking field goal attempt right here. 3rd and 6 for the Golden Eagles. Here's the give, tries to get it outside and brought down immediately. It was number 2 getting there. That is Parker Quinton, a backup linebacker. And instead it will bring up 4th down. And it looks like Maple Mountain, Chris, maybe setting on the field goal team.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can get 3 more points, and that would keep it within a field goal, make it a field goal ball game here. This one's going to be about from 38 out.
And the tough part with this, Chris, is you talk about it here. It's a long drive if you don't convert this field goal.
I guess the only positive is you got your defense off the field.
Hayden Nielsen on for the field goal, and he got it. He didn't have much more on it beyond that 38, but there he gets just enough to get the field goal to go, and it's a 3-point game, 13-10. Right now it was a Nielsen field goal last week to help Maple Mountain to the win over Provo. And now an opportunity right here for Maple Mountain to chip back within 3, and it's still a 1-possession ball game.
And if nothing else, that's a psychological boost to get that 3 points, because it's very tough if you drive the whole distance of the field and then come away with nothing. So if you're Maple Mountain, this gives them plenty of options. If they get the ball deep down, they can even tie it up with a field goal now.
Clay Dean handles the kickoffs for Maple Mountain, as we've seen over the course of the night, Chris, jackets and hats and everything start to come out.
Yeah, I also see a lot of kids in t-shirts and shorts out there. That looks miserable. It's 49, 48 degrees out there. A little bit of a wind.
You know, if I was running around playing Ultimate Frisbee, it'd be different. And that one goes deep, and that one will go a couple of yards deep. It's going to be mishandled for a touchback, however. They'll blow it dead. Even, Chris, if you and I were playing pickleball at the new pickleball courts here in town, and we had gone to our friends at MVP Sports and got the pickleball gear and went over to the courts, it might even be more comfortable running around, you know?
Yeah, obviously when you get the blood flowing through your body, it's easier to stay warm. So I say bring on the pickleball.
Which will be fun. The pickleball courts, I believe, opening at the Spanish Fork Sports Park coming up here pretty soon. On Monday night, it looks like they're going to do the ribbon cutting, which will be kind of fun to see here. 1st down and 10, ball on the 20 for Wasatch. There's the pass. That one's complete, and that is going to be Caden Smith on the catch. And Smith quickly gets across the 30 to about the 33 for a 1st down.
Yeah, and Caden Smith's one of the big wide receivers here for Wasatch, as he came into the game with 31 catches and 437 yards.
So we 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. A good pickup of about 13 there. And Wasatch back in business with 2:22 to go here in the third quarter. Back to throw. Cloward again, just takes the short route. That one, though, mishandled by Caden Smith. Goes incomplete and brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and if you're Maple Mountain, that's huge. If you can get a stop here, get the ball back. I think they're really starting to wear out this Wasatch team here tonight.
So we'll kind of take a look here and see what happens here on this 2nd down and 10 play. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line right here. The quarterback ready to go as Cloward from the shotgun. Here's the give, and Cloward's going to try to keep it, and he's initially brought down in the backfield. A nice job. That's number 12, Tate Dayton, getting there for the Two Jacks Pizza quarterback sack for Tate Dayton.
Yeah, and Tate Dayton's been all over the field this season for Maple Mountain, as he's been one of their strong defenders playing that defensive end outside linebacker spot at times.
And I think he might be playing kind of maybe a hybrid kind of standing end / outside linebacker. Cloward ready to throw here, trying to throw for the marker. It's right in coverage, one-on-one, and there's going to be a penalty flag as they tried to get that one in to Caden Smith, number 3, who we said we'd call his name probably a lot in the second half, and there it looks like Wasatch will pick up 15 and a 1st down.
Yeah, we'll pick up the 1st down on the pass interference, I believe, here, and then that's a huge mistake for Maple Mountain.
Chandler Wills was the cornerback there in coverage. We've seen Wills the last couple of weeks start to play both ways for Maple Mountain. And that will be a 1st down here for Wasatch. Minute 45 to go in the third quarter.
Another big mistake by Maple Mountain here, as they had all but stopped Wasatch. I don't think he was going to catch that either way.
So they'll move the ball to the 48-yard line. So still in Wasatch territory here as the Wasps try to see if they can steal some points back. Back to throw. Cloward with some time, stepping up, now rolls away. Now he'll take off, and he'll be dropped and upended there. Believe that was Grady Nelson, number 46, getting there.
Yeah, Maple Mountain's done a really good job here in the second half of not letting Cloward get out and run on him. We saw in the first half, Cloward, getting out there, bobbing and weaving and getting a lot of extra yards. Not that time.
So it brings up a 2nd down and about 6. Pick up a 4 there on 1st down for Cloward. Minute 9 to go here before the end of the third. Back to throw. Cloward rolling out. Pressure comes from the backside. Throws this one out there, and that one's going to go incomplete. Out to the far side of the field there. Looking, I believe, for Stocking.
Brings up another 3rd and 6 here. And if you're Maple Mountain, I'm dialing up the blitz here. But I'm also keeping my blitz to the edges to not allow Cloward to get to the outside.
Cloward seems to like that option of being able to throw, Chris, but then also go back to the option to run.
And Cloward's jersey is just an absolute mess, as he's been taken to the ground quite a few times tonight.
Cloward to throw with some time, throwing towards the sideline, has a man that's caught and spinning and making a man miss, and still on his feet to about the 32-yard line. I believe that is
that was Purdy.
That is Bridger Purdy. We talked about him earlier with the touchdown catch, and Purdy there able to find a way to make a couple men miss.
And he had a nice stiff arm in there, as we see on the Tony Basso Auto Group instant replay.
1st down and 10, 42 seconds to go here in the quarter. Ball on the Maple Mountain 32-yard line. Cloward from the pistol will throw. Taking a shot for it all, looking for Caden Smith in the end zone, in and out of the hands of Smith. That one goes incomplete. Good coverage there for Maple Mountain. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, it was great coverage that time as Chandler Wills stayed step for step with Caden Smith that time. Brings up 2nd down, and this just seems like finally both offenses are starting to warm up here in the third quarter.
That's really the first deep shot since probably the touchdown earlier on that we've seen Wasatch take.
And credit Maple Mountain's defensive line for putting pressure and not allowing Cloward to have the time to throw the deep ball.
2nd down and 10, and here's the give straight up the middle into the second level is the running back on the play. That is Thacker again, the junior running back.
Yeah, and Thacker, low center of gravity there, as you can see, low to the ground, and he's able to pick up nearly the first down. 3rd and 2 here. Wasatch has plenty of options, as well as they're in field goal range for their kicker.
So we'll see. 3 seconds on the clock. We'll see if the Wasps get it off, and it doesn't look like they're going to. And they will not. We've hit the end of the 3rd quarter here from Maple Mountain High School. It's the Golden Eagles 10, the Wasatch Wasps 13. We got a good one coming up. 4th quarter on Spanish 417.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
See your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
(13-10) lead right now for the Wasatch Wasps over the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles in a key Region 8 contest here for battling for playoff positioning when it comes to the top 4 that will have a shot to play in the state playoffs. But right now in this one, the only game that matters to both these teams, as Wasatch has put together a drive responding to the Maple Mountain field goal in the 3rd, and Wasatch now and a 3rd and 3 from the 25. A big defensive play coming here for the Golden Eagles. Cloward will go back to throw, tries to get it out. That one's knocked away, almost intercepted. A nice job there. And once again on that out route, Chris, we see a defensive back almost jump it there and almost had a chance for 6.
Yeah, great timing. We'll see Matthias Dunn come out to kick the field goal attempt here.
The big thing with this one here for Dunn is he already has 2 on the night, but even if he makes this one, if you're the Golden Eagles, Chris, it's still a one-play game really at this point. Dunn will have this one. This is going to be a 41-yard attempt from the right hash.
And Maple Mountain's coming after it here.
Not an easy kick. Cloward, the quarterback, will hold. The low snap, they get it off, and Dunn didn't get it. He left it short. And that penetration there may have affected the kick.
Yeah, and I think the bad snap threw off the whole timing of the kick, and that's why he missed it.
So though, right now, Maple Mountain will take it over with some good decent field position. Maybe one of their better field positions that they've had tonight, outside of the times that they've taken over at following a Wasatch score. The other couple times, Chris, they've started back inside their 10.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity for Maple Mountain to go ahead and drive. If they can take off a bunch of time like they did on the last drive, keep their defense off the field, keep them fresh, and then come away with the touchdown here. That's a formula for a victory tonight.
We see Jesse Harness check back in at the tailback spot, and Harness straight up the middle again, picking up a nice pickup there of about 5 or 6. They moved the ball, by the way, back to the 20-yard line after the missed field goal. A good pickup there for Jesse Harness.
Yeah, at the high school level, they assume that's kind of a touchback situation, so Maple Mountain gets the ball at the 20. Still pretty good field position, not the best, but better than they've had it at times in this game.
Brings up a 2nd and 3 from the 27. 11:20 to go, 4th quarter. Maple Mountain trying to put a drive together here with the quarterback, Cam Dorney, in the shotgun formation. And Dorney's going to take it on a direct keeper. Gets outside across the 30 to the 35 and takes a punishing hit from the backside there. But that will end up being a first down to the 36-yard line. And that's the kind of designed run we haven't seen a ton tonight of from Cam Dorney.
Yeah, and Dorney is, many might not know, he's the leading rusher for this Golden Eagle team with over 300 yards. So he's definitely got the ability to run, scramble, and get yards as needed.
Dorney came in with 5 rushing touchdowns. Coming up about 5 yards a carry with over 316 yards, I think, was the number coming into tonight. And right now ready to go here in kind of the pistol formation themselves. And they give Harness straight up the middle again, and this time not much going through the middle. It's hard right there. Wasatch has done a shaky job tonight. I use the word shaky, Chris, because we've seen at times tonight where they've really held that Maple Mountain running game to a yard or two, but then other times it's been 6, 7, 8, 9 yards at a carry for Maple Mountain.
Yeah, they're just not getting a good push for the most part. At that time, Jay Nelson was able to get a great tackle that time on Harness, but a lot of times the linebackers aren't coming up and filling those running gaps.
2nd and 8 after a gain of 2 on first down for Harness. They'll have 3 wide receivers. Here's Nelson who goes in motion again, or that's Kyson Hall in motion. And here's a high ball thrown incomplete over the middle right there. Tried to get it to Braden Worthington, who was open in the middle of the field. That high pass there again from Dorney kind of ends the play.
Yeah, a little bit out of the reach of Worthington that time, and if you're Maple Mountain, this is a huge 3rd and 8. You don't want to give this ball back up in this situation.
Next week, Maple Mountain heads to Sky Ridge to take on the Falcons before getting ready for Timpanogos, which closed the year. And that game with Timpanogos could really be what might be the deciding factor for Maple Mountain between the playoffs or not. Here's Dorney rolling out, looking down the field, has a man open in the flat and threw it low, and that's going to end up being, I believe, 4th down now. And again, you had a man out there, Chris. You got to put that ball a little higher.
Yeah, you do. And that time, the receiver Chandler Wills was open, had a step, had the possibility of picking up the first down. You just got to put that ball in front of him if you're Dorney.
So bring up 4th and 8, and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles, I think, will have no choice but to punt, but the offense staying on the field right here, might be an interesting call. We'll see if we see Cam Dorney with the pooch kick here. But right now, he's in the shotgun formation.
I think he is going to punt it.
Dorney will now drop back. Nobody back deep for Wasatch. Dorney just gets a nice punt off. It bounces at the 25, rolls inside the 20, and will roll dead right around the 12 or 13 yard line. It's going to be probably the worst starting position of the night for Wasatch from back inside their own 15.
And I like it. Really have been struggling with getting your punter to get the ball deep, so they just move the quarterback a couple steps back, and that's been the most efficient punt they've had all night.
So now Wasatch will have the football. 9:35 to go in the 4th quarter. Maple Mountain defense now will have to come out and try to see if they can come up with another key stop right here and see if they can get the football back. Really what you'd like to see from a defensive standpoint might be, Chris, some kind of a turnover or a 3 and out. Here's the give, trying to get it outside. That once again is Thacker. And Thacker there is going to pick up pretty close to a first down. In fact, he's going to have enough for the first down.
And they'll move the sticks here, and great run by Thacker to the outside. And you're right, if you're Maple Mountain, it'd be very advantageous to see if you can't create a turnover, although we haven't seen Wasatch have too many turnovers this season, and that's one of the reasons they're 5-2.
First down and 10, they'll get the ball out to the 23-yard line. Wasatch with a win would be 2-1 and would essentially be in that second place tie with either Skyridge or Springville, whichever team ends up losing that contest tonight. Here's a give straight, it's going to be Cloward on the quarterback keeper, and not much going on there. Runs into a whole host of Golden Eagles, including Grady Nelson, Caden Crowther, Ezra Pendleton, and another, it looks like Carson Kay.
And I'm kind of surprised at how much Wasatch has ran the ball at this game. I was expecting them to throw it more as they came in with over 1,700 yards passing. Really haven't seen them try and distribute the ball through the air as much as I thought.
Here's the outside. Here's again a carry. This time it's going to be Thacker again, and he picks up another nice carry out across the 30 to the 31.
And the clock keeps moving. Wasatch has this 3-point lead. If they can get a first down here, they're probably going to take another minute or two off the clock at least.
Maple Mountain with all 3 of their timeouts, however. So does Wasatch. Something to keep in mind on a night like tonight in a one-possession game. Those timeouts could be like gold. You have to be very careful in how you use them. 3rd down and 2. Big formation set straight up the middle, and not getting it there was Thacker. He runs right into the heart of that Maple Mountain defense, Chris, and nothing going on.
Yeah, and a wave of Maple Mountain defenders, including linebackers and defensive linemen, just crash on him, and Thacker's slow to get up here.
Will bring up 4th down, and that will mean probably a punting situation here for Steve Coburn and the Wasatch Wasps. Javen Lewis will go back deep, ready to receive the punt, and he'll go back to right around his own 30-yard line. And it will be Matthias Dunn who will get ready to punt. He averages about 37 yards a kick. Had 3 kicks so far this year that have gone inside the 20. That's the key stat as a punter. The goal is to pin the team back inside their own 20. Wasatch late getting the final man onto the field here. I think it was their center, too.
I think they've only got 5 seconds to snap it.
Gonna have to hurry right here, and done. I don't see them, and now it looks like Wasatch will have to use a timeout. They're first here. So and I think the way it looked like it was almost a planned timeout here. Let's take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's thank our sponsors for making it each and every broadcast possible. We got the Tony Basso Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, 2 Jacks Pizza, McKell, Chris Jansen, and Wise, Attorneys at Law, Prime Mortgage Lending, and Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance. We also want to give a special welcome to those watching on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17, and those watching on sfcn.org by clicking the live stream button on the top, where you can catch not only our broadcast but other content and programming here on Spanish Fork 17. As get ready here for 4th quarter action here. Next week we got another fun one for you. We'll be back over at Spanish Fork. It will be the Dons against the Utes of UNI.
Yeah, and that's a game Spanish Fork really should dominate, and I believe last time we checked they were dominating Mountain View. So next week they look to improve on that perfect record. I'll look that one up.
Lewis will be back right now standing about his own 28-yard line. Back deep to punt will be Dunn, and Dunn is back at his own 16. We've seen Maple Mountain get decent pressure on the punter. Golden Eagles look like they might be coming here, but we'll see what happens with the punt. Good snap. It's low. It's mishandled by Dunn. He'll get it off, but it looks like he somehow, I don't know how he got that punt off, but he's going to get it to the other side of the field to about the 35-yard line. Another half-split second, and Dunn would have been brought down at his own 15-yard line. And now the officials are going to have a little conversation here, as the back judge, I think, coming in to have a conversation, and I'm not sure exactly what the conversation's going to be, whether it's going to be, and they're going to bring the football back to the 30-yard line, it looks like. It's going to be running into the kicker against Maple Mountain. The big thing is, Chris, it was 4th and 2. That gives Wasatch a first down.
Yeah. And you got to be aggressive to try and block it. It looked like they have it every shot, but unfortunately, Matthias was able to get that punt off. It looks like
no. My thing is with that, Chris, it was a low snap. So do you call the roughing the punter because of the low snap? I mean, I've never seen that happen once it becomes a low snap.
Well, I think you can't run into the kicker no matter what, even if it's mishandled.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from a 36-yard line, and here's the give outside, and a new life for Wasatch is turning the corner right there on 1st down. Was once again that Zach Thacker on the carry.
Yeah, and I checked the Spanish Fork score. They're still up 48-17 according to the Des News, so it looks like they're going to win that game tonight, barring something unforeseen happening.
And that will set up a game with Uinta next week, and the Orem Tigers were playing Uinta this week, and they were taking care of business over in Vernal. And it brings up a 2nd and 6 coming up here for Wasatch here. Cloward looking over to the sidelines, now ready to go. Back to throw. Cloward with some time, stepping up. Now being pressured from the backside. Will just throw that one away. and brings up third down.
Another big third down here for this Maple Mountain defense. If they can get off the field, get their offense back on, maybe they'll have a shot to win this. But if Wasatch picks it up, they'll be able to take some more time off the clock, as it's probably a little too early for Maple Mountain to start spending those timeouts.
Third down and 6 right now. Golden Eagles have all 3 of their timeouts. Something to keep in mind, Wasatch with only 2 here to use the rest of the way. So right now, Wasatch needs the 46-yard line to convert the first down here. Back to throw with some time. Stepping up, Cloward completes the pass to Caden Smith, but that's going to be really close to the marker. I think he's going to get it just by the spot of it, but that is right on the marker. And we'll see here. If not, Chris, you have to think they might have a shot just to go for it, and they're going to give it to him. And it'll be a first down for Wasatch.
Yeah, they're giving him the first down. A huge catch at the sticks, and we've seen that a couple of times by these receivers for Wasatch. They know right where the markers are. They get right to them on those third down catches.
First and 10 from the 46-yard line. Maple Mountain looks like they jumped. They're pointing the direction of Wasatch, and the penalty flag will come in. And it looks like they're going to call this against Maple Mountain, and that'll be 5 yards against the Golden Eagles.
And if you're Wasatch here, if you can just keep going, keep picking up first downs, keep taking time off, and they get a touchdown here, it's pretty much a victory for them, because Maple Mountain just doesn't have that high explosive offense.
First down and 5 here for the Wasps. Here's the give. Thacker trying to get the outside again. Penalty flag comes in, but it's going to be after Thacker gets a first down. But this one likely coming back via a hold here. We'll see. We'll wait for the official call, but this would potentially move it back 10.
And that's really hurt both these teams. There's been a lot of holding calls. And that's the call once again, and Wasatch first down will be negated by the penalty.
So it'll be first, instead of being first and 5, they'll move it back to, it'll be close to a first and probably 15 or so. They'll mark it back to the 40. So it'll be first down and 16 coming up here for Wasatch. That might give Maple Mountain's defense a little bit sign of some life here.
Yeah, it does. It definitely helps them out with the down and distance here being first and 16.
First and 16 from the 40. Cloward ready to go. Here's the give straight up the middle. And Thacker again fights his way back to the midfield. A nice pickup of 10 on first down there for Thacker.
And Maple Mountain tried to arm tackle him early in this play, and it looks like they might be getting worn down a little bit here.
This is the kind of physical play that we usually see from the Wasatch teams, Chris. They're really just physical up front, try to find a way to move the pile and move the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of bruises tomorrow as a result of this game.
Second down and 6, ball right on the 50. Here's the give outside again. Thacker, penalty flag comes in. Thacker's going to get a long gain of about 2, and we'll see here who the penalty flag is against.
Yeah, really good tackle that time by Ezra Pendleton, making sure that Thacker didn't get upfield. But I think this is once again another holding call.
And the one thing this is doing for Maple Mountain is while it's moving the ball back each time, it's not restoring the clock and not giving you the football. It's in fact just really allowing Wasatch to run more time off the clock almost.
Right, still plenty of time though, 4:59. Shot block.
And that will, and I believe that's a 15-yarder if I remember correctly at the high school level.
Right, and the problem is Wasatch, they've been getting huge runs, but at some point you're like, you have to throw the ball, because the issue is that you can't really try and logically think you can pick it up. Second and 20 from second 24 or whatever this is.
They'll move it back to the 39-yard line, so it'll be second down and second 17. Here's the give. Thacker again, right back up the middle. This time he'll fight his way ahead. He'll still pick up about 5 yards to the 45-yard line, and that's going to bring up about a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, 3rd and 12 here. Wasatch really wanting to keep the ball on the ground, run that clock down, win that time of possession, and get out of here with a victory. But I think this might be a situation where they have to throw the ball.
3rd down and 11 officially right here. We'll see the 3 wide receivers. Ethan Wood has had a quiet night. He's in the slot, number 1. The tight end is split out as a receiver right now. Cloward will go make some changes at the line. Here's a 3rd and 11 play. Cloward back to throw. Penalty flags come in. Whistles, I think it might have been a Wasatch timeout. And a timeout Wasatch. They're second here. And with 4:10 to go in the fourth quarter, timeout called by the Wasps. Chris, maybe not where you want to use your timeouts if you're Steve Coburn, but at the same time, Chris, a big 3rd down here where if you find a way to convert again, you're taking another probably minute and a half off the clock.
Right, and Wasatch is really quick to line up, and then they change the play depending on how the defense lines up. And they changed the play, it looked like a couple of times, and one too many where they had to burn the timeout there.
So it'll be 3rd down and 11. Ball is going to be right now marked at the 45-yard line for Wasatch. The Wasps have found a way multiple times tonight to get out of these 3rd and 11 jams and pick up the 1st down. But I would think right now the ball will be in the hands of number 12, the 6'1 senior quarterback, Brock Cloward.
And if you're Wasatch, he has a lot of experience and he's not turned it over, so you got to have a lot of confidence in his decision-making abilities.
3rd down and 11. Cloward will roll out, being pressured from the backside, throws this one high. That one's going to go incomplete and brings up 4th down.
4th down, and Wasatch will be forced to punt. And Maple Mountain should get the ball with around, I'm guessing, 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go, somewhere around there, with a chance to drive down, tie this thing up, or win it with a touchdown.
And the tough part with it is you had the penalty just a couple of minutes ago, Chris, and what it did was it just allowed Wasatch another minute and a half off that clock.
Yeah, it did, and if you're Maple Mountain here, you're hopefully not running into the kicker here. That really cost him earlier on this drive.
And usually that penalty wouldn't have cost Maple Mountain, but in a 4th and 2 it did. Dunn gets it off. They come again, almost get to him. And this one takes a bounce. Lewis fields it on a bounce, and he's dropped back at the 22-yard line. A good special teams tackle there for number 17, Keegan Saby, a senior defensive back and wide receiver. And now we'll bring up 1st and 10 for Maple Mountain at the 23 right now with 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter.
And this is what you want if you're Maple Mountain. You still have a chance to win this ball game. You still can use your entire playbook here. There's plenty of time to run the ball. So I think they might just want to pick up the pace, though, after a run and maybe get the play in a little sooner.
The other thing to remember, too, if you're Maple Mountain, a touchdown's great to give you the lead, but just a field goal would at least tie the ball game. Dorney steps up, throws that one high. It's intercepted. Picked off by Wasatch. And he threw that one high, and I believe, I'm trying to see, it was number 2, Parker Quinton, who got there for the interception.
Yeah, the old tip ball, and Wasatch will get the ball 1st and 10 near the Prime Mortgage Lending red zone.
And now it doesn't really put this one away if you're Maple Mountain, Chris, but now it puts that defense right back out there. It puts Wasatch in at least field goal range, but now it kind of amps up that pressure defensively to get a stop.
Yeah, and you got to try and hold Wasatch here to a field goal attempt and get them off the field as soon as possible. Maple Mountain has all 3 timeouts, so it's not over yet, but not an ideal situation.
Brock Cloward in the offense, right back out there. And number 44, the junior Zach Thacker, the deep back, gets the call on 1st down. And Thacker will get inside the 20 on the 1st down carry.
And, pick up a 6 here. And if you're Wasatch, you just want to take as much time as Maple Mountain uses their first time out.
With 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Probably a smart move there if you're Brad Burtonshaw, Chris, because of the fact you haven't had the best passing attack tonight. You've really had most of your offense come on the ground. You're going to probably need more than 2 minutes tonight to try to get in the end zone.
Right, and I guess if you're Wasatch here, if you can pick up the 1st down and force Maple Mountain to use all their timeouts, can run down the clock a long ways.
So it'll be 2nd down and 3 from the 19-yard line. Looking over the ball right now at the 19. It's a 2nd and short, and that's been the tough part tonight, has been making sure that you try to keep them in more than the 2nd short. You have to credit the game that Zach Thacker has had, the running back for Wasatch. Maybe not the main vocal point of this offense each and every week, but tonight it's been Thacker. I formation. Here's Thacker straight up ahead again. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but the Maple Mountain defensive line there with a Lance Wilson State Farm assist there and getting that stop brings up a third down.
Yeah, and Thacker got nothing on that run, and Maple Mountain played that one about as well as they can. They take another timeout. They have one left here, 3 minutes and 33 seconds. If you're Wasatch, you just need to get that 3 yards in this ball game. Pretty much all but yours, especially if you can get in the end zone.
And we'll see here with 3rd down and 3. You have to kind of wonder if you're Wasatch, Chris, you might be in 2-down territory right now if you're offensive coordinator Tyler Barrett.
You might be, but at the same time, that 3 points can be huge for your defense. Because your defense has done a great job of keeping Maple Mountain off the field, so that would maybe possibly force a field goal, or a field goal would be out of play for Maple Mountain.
So we'll take a look here and see what happens here. 3rd down and 3 coming up. Cloward will be in the pistol formation. They have number 36, Hayden Stocking, as kind of joined as a blocking back right there. And a kind of offset fullback. Here's the give straight up the middle. Cloward's going to keep it to the outside. He'll have a 1st down. He'll be thrown out of bounds at around the 13, and it's 1st down Wasatch.
A huge play there as Thacker had been struggling up the middle, and so then they have the designed run for Cloward, and he's able to pick it up on his own.
So it's a 1st down. They'll be down at the 13, and they're back inside the Prime Mortgage Lending red zone here, looking to see if they can punch it in.
And Maple Mountain's got to create some sort of turnover here.
Here's a give. Thacker this time will get just a couple, he's actually lost a couple there, back to the 15-yard line. And now Brad Burtonshaw, Maple Mountain, will not have very much choice here but to let that clock run right now.
Yeah, I believe they have one more timeout here, so you got to use that one wisely. Play clock's got 25 seconds when that referee drops his hand to set the play clock in motion.
And right now, Wasatch just really content, Chris, just to give it an opportunity here to let that clock run. 2:45 to go, 4th quarter. Wasatch threatening here inside the red zone. Ball on the 15, 2nd down and 12. Cloward will throw it here, pressured, rolls away. Now he's just going to put it down. He's at the 10, cuts back, going to be close to another 1st down. We'll see here, and I think he's going to get it based off the initial spot at the 4, and it's 1st and goal now for Wasatch.
1st and goal with 2 minutes and 30 seconds here, and if you're Wasatch, you can just keep that ball on the ground and just let that clock run, as Maple Mountain can only stop it once. They'll start when they when they move the chains and the officials get it ready for play. They're looking to see if it's a 1st down.
We'll see here. They're measuring at the
yeah.
far side of the field. Well, they're going to measure it here to see. Even if it's not, it's going to be 3rd and maybe a half a yard. Boy, I don't know, Chris. Just looking at it through the binoculars, that ball looks like it's on about the 2.5-yard line.
If it's not a 1st down, it's going to be very 3rd and manageable.
Watching this one here, they're going to stretch it out right now. And we'll see here. He got it. He got it by about a football. He clearly got that football. He had the nose plus there, as you saw at home. First and goal for the Wasatch Wasps.
And then the chain gang can just drop it because now it's 1st and goal.
I try to see here, 2.5 minutes to go. If you're Maple Mountain, do you want them, if they're going to score a touchdown, just to get it in now, so that way you can at least get the football back with as much time as with more time rather than less?
Yeah, but that requires your offense to score 2 times, but I imagine Wasatch will run this down about as far as they can.
Cloward in the pistol formation with Zach Thacker, the deep back. Here's Thacker trying to get outside. The worst thing he could do is go out of bounds here.
And he does.
So that will, I believe, stop the clock with 2:04. Thacker there just getting maybe a half a yard, and now it will be 2nd down and goal coming up from about the 3. And they're, in fact, going to give him no gain, it looks like.
I think they'll stop the clock.
Wasatch.
They won't start the clock here, so.
Golden Eagles may capitalize. It's a mental game here.
And now here comes a big second and goal from the 3. Cloward gives this one straight up ahead. Maple Mountain gets there and brings him down at the 7. Caden Crowther getting there, number 47. Or Crowther, getting there to make the tackle.
So right at the 2-minute warning, if you will, Maple Mountain uses that third timeout. 3rd and 5 here, and that running out of bounds really saved Maple Mountain a solid 40 seconds there.
And so now it's 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line, and you're kind of back in that situation if you're the Maple Mountain defense. You can tell that Brad Burtonshaw, Chris, and the Golden Eagles, they're selling out on the run right there.
Yeah, they're selling out, but what else can you do in this case? Because Smart Ball says Wasatch is going to run, but now that it's 3rd and 6, I think Wasatch might try and throw it here for a touchdown. And wow, we had 2 touchdowns in the first 4 minutes of this ball game, and since then we've had 3 field goals. I thought we were going to see a lot of points tonight early on.
And it was kind of looking that way, especially early on. It's turned into a defensive battle. And you mentioned something earlier on. You said, if it comes down to a defensive battle, grind it out. You kind of thought maybe it might favor Maple Mountain, but Wasatch, especially here in the 4th quarter, has answered every time they've needed to with a big physical play. We'll see what happens here. 3rd and goal from the 6. Here's the rollout. Cloward looking. He's going to be chased, and he's going to get away back at the 15. He's going to make a man miss, and he is going to be brought down back at the 10-yard line. A big play there. Maple Mountain in pursuit. The Golden Eagles get there.
And Wasatch will probably line up and kick a field goal here to try and make it a 6-point game. They can do that with about a minute to go. Unfortunately, they can't use a timeout to do it. And it looks like Cloward's a little banged up after that play.
You have to say Brock Cloward has played one of those games where he has put everything he's had, all of his heart, soul, and everything in winning this football game. Matthias Dunn is 2 for 3 tonight on field goal attempts. Missed his last attempt, but was just a little bit short. This one was going to be about a 27-yard kick from the right hash.
Maple Mountain's going to come after this one.
Here's the snap is good. The kick is up, and it's blocked by Maple Mountain. The Golden Eagles block the kick on the 17-yard line. They'll have an opportunity with 58 seconds to go to try to see if they can get in the end zone, or at least here. The nice thing is, if you're Maple Mountain, Chris, a field goal potentially.
Yeah, field goal's tight, but you got to try and pick up first downs every time you throw the ball, and that'll stop the clock or get out of bounds. You can't really waste too much time staying in bounds. There's only 58 seconds. They have 83 yards to go. What a ball game we have here, Ryan.
Do you call in 2 plays at a time now?
You're going to have to, or you're going to have to go no huddle if it's complete across the middle of the field. So
the clock will stop if it's a first down or they get out of bounds. If it's a first down, the clock will stop until they get everything reset and ready to go. So now big opportunity here for the senior quarterback, Cam Dorney. He's going to have 3 wide receivers on the play. Dorney back to throw with some time. Looking, taking a shot, looking for Christensen. It's just high and out of reach, it looks like, right here. Maple Mountain, that one very close to a catch, but it goes incomplete. You have to like the look there, Chris, to pick up 17, 18 yards and to go to Christensen.
Yeah, and I believe Wasatch only blitzed for that time, and that gave Dorney plenty of time to throw. We'll see if Wasatch mix it up here with a blitz, but it looks like they're playing everybody back and making Maple Mountain win this one.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Clock down to 51 seconds, so 7 seconds off the clock for Maple Mountain. We haven't seen Maple Mountain go to any kind of trickery tonight, really. They try. I guess they had the double pass they tried to attempt on the reverse with Tyler Nelson earlier. Dorney from shotgun, back to throw with some time, stepping up, looking deep into double coverage. Christensen tried to come up with it, and it goes incomplete. Christensen, I think, was looking for some kind of a penalty marker, but Caden Smith was right there in coverage. That brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, and they pretty much ran that same side, that same little flag pattern there to the ends, or the out of bounds, and great coverage by Wasatch there.
So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10, 44 seconds, so another about 7 seconds or so coming off the clock there. Maybe 6 and some change. right here, trying to see if they can find a way to move the chains. Right now, I think that's your biggest concern for Maple Mountain, is just getting a fresh set of downs. Wasatch appears comfortable just to drop the safeties into the secondary. Man goes in motion. Dorney steps up, rolls away from the pressure, can't really run here, throws, has a man, it's almost intercepted but batted away. And that one will bring up 4th and 10, and it's ball game right here for Maple Mountain.
Yeah, Maple Mountain, of course, absolutely has to pick up this first down here. That's the key, and I think they can do that over the middle. They'll have to hurry up, though, after that to spike it to allow a couple more plays.
37 seconds. You have to think Maple Mountain, Chris, probably needing around the 25-yard line or so for a field goal attempt right here.
Yeah.
And that's the 25 of Wasatch right
25 of Wasatch. They got a long ways to go in a short time to get there. And I think they made about I'd say they almost have to get to the 22, because that 38-yard field goal was just good enough, but it wouldn't have been good for maybe even 39 yards.
Didn't have much more on it, but Hayden Nielsen got it to go earlier for Maple Mountain. Here's a 4th and 10, ball game right here. Maple Mountain needs 10. Dorney back to throw, rolls away from the pressure, tries to get outside, runs back inside to around his own 5. Now he's just going to take off, needs to get the first down and more. Gets into the open field, cuts it outside. He's brought down at the 30. He'll get the first down. However, you're down to 23 seconds, and a penalty flag comes in late, and we'll take a look and see here. It's a nice heads-up play there by Cam Dorney just to keep the game alive.
Keeps the game alive, takes a lot of time off the clock, but if it's a 15-yard penalty here at the end, then that's really going to help Maple Mountain get 15 more yards, and that'll give them a shot to throw it down there to get in field goal range.
Dead ball, personal foul, face mask, Wasatch, and so now that's going to move the football to right around midfield.
You're right. So they got to get about 25 yards to even try and attempt a field goal here with 23 seconds.
And with Cam Dorney, with his legs, Chris, he does have a lot of time he can go with that, but that does open up a spot there for Cam Dorney right here. It's going to be only to the 45-yard line. And now we'll kind of see here. With Wasatch playing back, Chris, do you want maybe try a screen or something?
I don't think so. There's too many guys, and the clock's running, so Dorney's got to go. He's got to go
16
now.
16 seconds on the game clock. Cam Dorney back to throw, stepping up, looking downfield, picks up the football. Now there's 8 seconds on the clock. He's got to get down the field. He gets it complete.
He's got to get out of bounds.
And I don't think he got out of bounds. They're running the clock with 3.3. Dorney's going to have to hurry up and get set quickly because they're going to have to spike it.
Clock should be running. The clock should be running. The game should be over.
Who cares about the formation? Just get it down here. 2 seconds on the clock. Dorney back to throw. And
game's over.
We'll see here. They
didn't keep the clock running, so the game's over.
We'll see. The officials are coming. I agree with you. The official ran his hands right there. Cam Dorney's over, I think, trying to listen into the discussion of the official right here. Maple Mountain's trying to say, hey, we got one more play. But we'll have to wait and see here what happens. We don't have the officials aren't mic'd here at Maple Mountain, so we won't be able to hear an explanation necessarily. But that's where that running, we're taking all that time off the clock with the running. And you see one of the officials, Chris, making the motion of, hey, that play was supposed to run right now. And right now the official's telling Maple Mountain, hey, back up, let us talk about it right now. There's 0.4 of a second, but really at this point, Chris, you'd have to reset the game clock. And you'd have to really, basically, you're giving Maple Mountain another timeout.
Yeah.
Golden Eagles are getting set, and that's the smart thing to do right now. Get set, lined up, and
throw the old Hail Mary. I don't know.
I think they're basically going to get one play. So here it is, ball game right here. Maple Mountain's going to have to hurry at this point here and get set. I think they have too many men on the field, Chris.
There's total chaos.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had too many men on the field. They're going to basically get one play, one untimed down almost essentially right here.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Wow.
Dorney looking over Maple Mountain. I don't know. And now they're going to.
And the game's over.
And they just ran it, and clock game's over. Maple Mountain didn't get it off. And Wasatch will escape with a 13-10 victory here tonight. Maple Mountain just couldn't get set there at the end, had too many men on the field. And right there, they come off the field here with a 13-10 loss to Wasatch. We will, right here at the end, and we will right now, and I think some very you see some Maple Mountain coaches and that coming out talking to the officials right here, but this game has come to an end right here. It's a 13-10 final, Wasatch on top of Maple Mountain. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap this one up. We'll have our MVP Sports MVP of the game. You're watching high school football on Spanish Fork 17.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
See your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson for your insurance and financial needs.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, my name is Greg Driggs. I'm the local manager for Prime Mortgage Lending, where our motto is find a path to yes. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Christiansen, and Wise.
High school football here on Spanish Fork 17 as this one goes to the Wasatch Wasps by a final of 13-10. Ryan Pickens alongside with Chris Hurst here. And we take a look at this one, Chris, we mentioned it throughout the broadcast. 2 touchdowns early on in the ball game. It looked like, hey, we're going to have an offensive shootout, and it turned into a defensive battle.
Yeah, we had our only 2 touchdowns in the first 4 minutes of this ball game, and after that we got 3 more field goals to go along with it, and a lot of defensive play. It's pretty exciting finish as Maple Mountain was driving, but just didn't have enough time to win this ball game.
And you talk about that drive, Chris. Cam Dorney did what he had to do there to get the first down. It took a lot of time off the clock. But really, when you take a look at it right there, in that kind of a situation, it's 10 yards of the ball game. Cam Dorney has to use that time to get the first down.
He does. I think where they really ran into issues is when they threw it inside Wasatch territory there, but it was only an 8-yard pass and the receiver didn't get out of bounds. But there was a lot of things they could have done before that to prevent him from being in that situation. And Maple Mountain, just anytime they got a big run there, it seemed like they had a holding call, which really set them back, and they weren't able to sustain long drives at points in this ball game.
It was definitely interesting to take a look at the 2 running games, and we thought Wasatch would maybe throw it around, but I think Maple Mountain's found some kind of an offensive identity with tonight's MVP Sports MVP of the game, running back Jesse Harness.
Yeah, Jesse Harness had a really good game tonight, including a 22-yard touchdown run in the first quarter, and he had a lot of big runs, and some that even negated by penalties. I'm not sure what his rushing total was, but he's got to be close to 100 yards, I think.
It's a tough loss today for Maple Mountain. You get the big win over Provo, Chris. Now you got to get ready to go to Sky Ridge. Now you're 1-2 in region. You're trying to see if you can find a way to get.
Too late to say scones $1. Go home with a warm scone.
As right now. And so right now, you go 1-2 now. You're going to Sky Ridge next week. You really, I think we're excited to have a good opportunity to know where you were when it comes to the playoff race, Chris. But now you're kind of back going to Sky Ridge next week knowing, hey, we have to get that second region win.
Yeah, and Sky Ridge is going to be a tough team to do that against, and they were up early on Springville. I'm not sure how that one finished. That's a difficult opponent. Probably the more likely win will be against Timpanogos, and at that point, that'd be your second win, and who knows if you're in. Who knows if you're in one of those weird three-way ties where we play some sort of second-half ball game.
Well, those are always fun. Chris, you and I have been a part of a couple of those tonight. We got another good one coming up next week here on Spanish Fork 17. We head over to Spanish Fork High School, where it will be the Dons and the Uinta Utes in a key contest there. Spanish Fork trying to keep pace right there with the Orem Tigers. Uinta trying to find a way to maybe get things going in a more positive direction. That one will be a fun one next week.
Yeah, it ought to be a good game, and if Spanish Fork held on and wins tonight, then that's another huge game, as Spanish Fork's trying to go undefeated in region this year.
Well, we will get ready to say so long tonight from Maple Mountain High School. For our entire Spanish Fork Community Network team, for my partner Chris Hurst, I'm Ryan Pickens saying so long from Maple Mountain, where tonight Wasatch defeats Maple Mountain by a 13-10 final. We will see you next week for more high school football on Spanish Fork 17.
Hello, you're watching the Spanish Fork Community Calendar. Here's what's happening in our community for the week of October 1st to the 7th. On Wednesday, October 3rd, there will be a Celebrate the Arts concert at the Angelus Theater, sponsored by Prime Mortgage Lending. The concert will feature pop trio Delphi Freeman and the Spanish Fork High School Orchestra. Doors open at 6:30 and the concert will begin at 7 p.m. At the Spanish Fork Public Library, a new class entitled Fathering with Love and Logic will begin on Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. This free 5-session course helps teach dads how to raise responsible kids and enjoy parenting. Registration is required and attendees must be 18 or older. The first session is required for enrollment and incentive eligibility. If you would like to attend the course but are unable to attend the first session or have any questions, please contact Chantel at 801-716